Shah had a plan, oh grand and true, to bring back a custom just for you, a dowry's charm to rekindle the fire. In a world where romance might expire, he'd gather gold with wit and flair, pledging his heart beyond compare. For in the shimmer of that old dear gold lies a tale of love, both brave and bold. Bring back the dowries, let's make it clear, a token of love that's sincere, building bridges heart to heart, a timeless way to never part.
Welcome in, folks. It's great to see everybody. Shout out to y'all. Hopefully everything's working. I can't shake the feeling that I've forgotten something with the stream. We'll be okay. Gio for show, great to see you. Oh my god, bro. Trevor, man, that's way more than I deserve, bro. $100 Australian, which is pretty dang close to $100 American. Holy crap, dude. Let me put the music down to honor this. Dang, bro. Thanks for that donation, man. You know, and as a YouTuber, I appreciate getting donations, you know, because it's tight. You feel like a real streamer or whatever, you know. That's a lot of money, man. I just hope you're doing well. And I hope that, you know, you're making some good money. And because I know you were doing financial stuff. So I hope it's panning out and that, you know, it's not super that big of a deal to part with the $100 like that, man. But that's more than I deserve, bro. Hey, by the way, just because you donated that, July 8th, Paul Elam and I will be debating Michael Sartain and Rollo Tomasi on Paul's channel. I haven't seen you in a while, so all I'm saying is, man, I think you'll appreciate that discussion. It might devolve into just a slugfest and nothing will get figured out. Frankly, it's not. It's kind of on tense terms right now. That's how this whole thing happened. But I figure this super chat is as good as time as any to mention that on stream. So patiently waiting for the day over here. And whatever happens that day, I think, you know, something will come out of it. Also, I did a discussion with Rich Cooper, so he'll be posting that on his channel, you know, whenever he gets around to it. Trevor, by the way, is the man who coined the term gold pill, by the way, right? Because we were talking about this stuff. Trevor was a regular in the chat, our buddy from New Zealand, I believe. And he was like, hey, you know, he recognized that there was something different about this conversation that wasn't, you know, whatever the rest of the men's space was doing. He's like, how about we call this gold pill? So big shout out to Trevor for that. So thank you again, sir. I hope we get to be blessed with your presence for the rest of the show today. Peter Wright, great to see you. Shout out to you, Peter Wright. Off to a great start. Off to a great start indeed. Yes, Gio for show. Shout out to Trevor. Awesome super chat. Fantastic. And I got to actually answer his question. Been a while. How has 2026 been treating you so far? You know what, man? I can't complain. Work's chill, you know. Been a little bit busier with that, but it's I've started, you know, I was doing something new and that's settled in basically. So I'm, you know, I've been in there for a while now. Things are chill. We've had some good times as far as like the YouTube stuff. I did a panel show with Paul Elam, Matt Cross, and John from It's Complicated. Paul Elam started a new podcast called Repairing the Manosphere, so I was featured on that. for the inaugural episode. And things have been going all right, trying to trim up a little bit, been going on some big walks, things like that. So, I'm grateful. Always trying to do more, I need to be producing more content and stuff like that. But, I've been trying to here and there. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope things are going well for you. I can't wait to watch the debate. Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. So yeah, I don't want to say too much about it, but they have both agreed to be there. So it's happening. I took the day off from work just for the hell of it. Even though it's kind of in the evening time, but, yeah, so that'll be something. And I think it'll be a much needed discussion, between these kind of different strains of thought, in the space. So whatever comes of it will come of it, basically. Mike and Rolo are great. Hope you guys find common ground. Hey man, I'm open to anything. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. That's just kind of how it goes. Sometimes wolves bark, but we'll see, so it depends on us, but it also depends on them. Yo, Alan Kuruvia. Hey, Shah, hope you're doing well. How was your week? It was pretty good. I did take a day off, which I was glad to do. So did enjoy that. Hope your week's going well. I know I missed some chats up here. Brute Man's in here. Shout out to Brute Man. Always pleasure to see Brute Man. Don DeMarco, a blessing. Good evening, everyone. Bonsoir tout le monde. Thank you for that. Hey, Heroes Forge, Evening Shah. The opening music is always so classy. Thank you. I always like that song for the opening. By the way, hey, I subscribed to your new channel. Heroes Forge has like a podcast style channel now. And I think that was your episode 1. I watched this, I was listening in as I was working. But, made sure to upvote that and listen in. I thought it was pretty cool. It's like you got a very professional setup going on. So can't wait to see more guests on your podcast. So fun stuff there. If you want to share the channel name, because it's separate from your channel, but it's called the Heroes Podcast, I believe. Heroes Forge. Fun stuff. Okay. Oh, Australia. Okay. It is Australia. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought New Zealand, man. Shout out to you. I generally hope they could find common ground. I don't know that I'm interested in Mike's approach to things in terms of his program, but it seems like it works well. That'll probably be a topic of discussion at some point in that debate. Nice to see you legends in the chat again. It's great to have you back. Oh, we got Luke Nielsen. Okay, Klaus is here. See, now we can get the show started. Luke says Paul Elam is GOAT. Gonna be epic with you too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Mike asked me to be there, so I'm gonna be there, basically. What's the debate about? Social circle versus gold pill? You could probably distill it down. Paul Elam did a great job of explaining the topic on stream, basically. But yeah, more or less, you could say about something like that. Good evening, everybody. Had a hard time to get up. Man, I appreciate you getting up as early as you do. Let me just get this music going back on. I appreciate that, Klaus, honestly. So I do try to hold off the show a little bit till you get in here, because I know, what you got to go through for us. Heroes Forge did a great show today about the Carmelo thing. Oh, I saw that. I hit the thumbs up on that. I listened to part of it. I was out kind of just doing stuff with my buddy today, but I saw you were live earlier. Heroes Forge podcast. Okay, there it is. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, fun stuff there, man. Nice to see you take on a new format. Always good stuff. Here's the show for today. I gotta be honest, guys. I didn't watch, I watched probably 40 seconds to a minute of this. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, man. It might just be, it's got 162 views. It's got 0 comments. It's a new channel. It could be really good. It could be hella boring, which I'm sorry about if it is. But I figured, hey, why not? The topic sounded interesting, right? Should relationships be 50-50? I mean, you know, if it ain't, then they better have this.
Your dowry, it's my right.
So, you know, I might be looking at you like this.
Which one of these broads has the richest father?
Oh, hey, here's Heroes Forge's new podcast here. Yeah, so yeah, right there. I don't think I could put the link in the chat. I probably can. I don't want to. Let's see. Am I gonna get in trouble with my own chat? I could probably put a link in there. I'm just gonna put this in the chat just so if you guys want to subscribe to that. Paste. Hopefully that works. There we go. Anyways, yeah, it seemed kind of interesting, you know, so I can't promise you we're going to get through this, but, you know, if anything, it might not be so bad. So this is called the MissJudged Podcast. Shout out to them. I will probably give them the like after watching this just because they're new. I mean, it would have to be pretty bad for us to not like this. Oh, real quick, we got Deadbeat Woman playing here. Shout out to Luke Nielsen. So yeah, after this song, we'll start watching that. It's mostly my wife and I cutting up about stuff. Okay, so it'll be mostly you guys. Oh, okay. We've got a variety of topics, lots of red pills, some gold pills, good grab bags. Well, cool, man. I'll be keeping an eye out for it, man. So I appreciate watching the industriousness. All right. Hey, Dan the Man, welcome in. Govin, two women talking. Hey, you know, sometimes on this channel, we try to hear the other side. I used to call them nails on chalkboard videos. And this might be a nails on chalkboard video. Listen, if it ends up being that way, Dan the Man shared a bunch of videos in the content sharing. So we got a Manosphere Highlights daily video, if worse comes to worse, you know. So, you know, I don't know if it'll be that good, but an nudie video star exposes why men are opting out and feminists won't like it. So if we got to switch to it, then we're going to switch to it. So that's the plan. That's the backup. Thank you, Dan the Man, for that backup. Yeah. Man, it's too good. Let's see. Shah, how old were you when you got into the gold pill and when you started making content, if you don't mind sharing? I mean, the gold pill as a concept was established, you know, about, damn, it's a shame I don't know off the top of my head. Little over a year ago at this point. Little over a year ago. So, you know, I'm in my mid-30s, man, so this is very new, to be honest with you. As far as being in this content, but when I started making content, man, that was probably, I'd say about 5 years ago. Like, well, a little less than that, like 4 years ago, you can say, as far as this kind of content was going. Yeah, so the gold pill is very new, though, by the way. I mean, you know, a little over a year, you could say. The link works. Perfect. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, chat. No worries. The Esther Perez and Oprah MHD videos are good. Okay, I mean, if you want, you could put that in the Discord chat too. You know, we can. It'll be nice to have backup videos for this stream because, like, I don't know how this is gonna go, and you know, so whatever. But it might be interesting. I'm going to choose to look at this with a positive attitude. I got my ice water over here. Oh, it's good. So, you know what, man? Klaus is here. He's been here for a while. Trevor's in here. It's a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and just start this from the beginning. I might have to skip an intro. But, yeah. Okay, shout out to these people. MissJudged Podcast. We got two ladies giving their perspective on 50-50. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we got some glam stuff going on. I'm going to go ahead and just forward that. All right, not a good screen.
Of the MissJudged Podcast.
All right, whatever.
Welcome back to another episode of the MissJudged Podcast. Obviously, I'm your host, Alyssa. And
this is going to be fantastic. It's like watching two LA girls, you know, talk about 50-50. The Deadbeat Woman song is awesome. It very much is. I love that song. That's a Luke Nielsen classic. That was, gifted to the Gold Pill stuff here. All right.
My new co-host, Butters.
Okay, it's a dog.
Is in the studio today. Guys, we're going to welcome back one of my favorite guests ever.
She kind of reminds me of like a Kim Kardashian or something. I don't know.
Morgenstern.
Hi.
Anna is a famous matchmaker, guys, if you didn't know.
Okay, so Anna's a matchmaker. Oh, that's interesting. So, all right, a lot of lady matchmakers out there. Okay, well, let's hear about the matchmaking. Oh my God, here we go. All right.
Patty Stanger recognizes, okay, the queen has blessed you, I saw.
Yeah, that was a cool moment because I didn't know matchmaking was even a career choice or an industry before.
I'm already over this. The mannerism. Yeah, I mean, Luke, we're just going to have to accept that we're taking a flight down to LA and we're going to be there just for like, the good thing is this thing is only 50 minutes, but we're on the LA train right now. I don't know if Cesar Quintana's in the chat, but he knows all about this, man. Let me tell you.
And even then, I didn't think it was a real job. But yeah, she's the inspiration behind what I do now.
Dude, Patty Stanger raised me, guys. That show where she was like, you're opening your legs and that's why nobody's marrying you. Like, she was the OG blunt.
I don't know who the hell that is, but it sounds like some feminist podcast lady, Patty Sanger. If somebody wants to do a quick background and put it in the chat, I'd appreciate it.
Dating advice
as a
queen.
girl with curly hair, she just said, go straighten your hair to all the girls with curly hair. And honestly, I started straightening my hair after that.
Oh, same. Well, I was already out here doing the Afro struggle because, guys, life as
I'm sorry, man. Guys, we got 15 minutes of this, man. I'm so sorry, everybody.
an elder millennial was rough because you bitches have Dysons and
I apologize for the language.
sharks to do your hair, and we were out here struggling with a Con Air.
I hate to sound like this lady about the curse words.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
This could be an SNL skit. All right. Well, this matchmaker lady has a job and makes money. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to hear about what her dynamic is with her husband. I don't know if this lady's married. I mean, I'm going to have to deal with the pixels here. That is her left hand there. So we'll try to figure that out.
Straighteners, and that shit was mad ratchet.
It was also hours and hours.
Looks like the matchmaker lady looks married.
Hours.
To look like you got electrocuted, basically.
Yeah, like frizzy as fuck, and it had to sit there.
Okay, I don't know. Man, I'm kind of getting, what's that comedian's name whose wife came out and like really embarrassed him? I'm getting Akash Singh wife vibes here. A little bit. I guess it matches this kind of, I don't know. It just seems like a very Valley Girl thing. Ready for the cringe, friend? Yeah, this is going to be one of those episodes. Only the tubes cares about the language. They got nothing on this whole salty soul. Yeah, it is for sure for the tubes. What man would tolerate this girl with the dog? How is she? I mean, listen, man, she better be coming from some SoCal old money.
And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman.
So, I mean, listen, it doesn't have to be 50-50, but I mean, this is what I need to know.
What's the dowry situation?
Exactly.
Let's get down to brass tacks here.
So, we can maybe get in a discussion about the dowry. I did tag them in this video, ladies, if you're watching. Akash, yeah. Come on, give them a chance, Shah. They will eventually piece the words together to make coherent sentences. All right, yeah, Trevor's right. Let's, all right, shout out to them.
And heat up for like 30 minutes on your counter in the bathroom. You would set fire to your house.
I know.
Like, my poor hair, guys.
Kids today don't know.
These kids today, guys.
Get to the 50-50.
I am excited to do this topic because this has been a topic in relationships I've been in. I know that this is a huge search term on the internet, and me and Anna have personally talked about this topic. And guys, today we're going to talk about, can you be 50-50 in your marriage and relationship? And what does it look like? We've not really talked about money and relationships on this show. So
yeah, a lot of women don't talk about that unless it's, the man and him having to provide. But they They often forget about this.
There was a dowry or a bride price.
So, you know, does she have huge... Man, I want to play that sound effect so bad it just copyrights me every time. I got to make a shorter one. I know you can't play the clip, but I love that one. I know. Dang it. Ah.
Herbert, we live on a bloody swamp. We need all the land we can get. But I don't like her. Don't like her?
All right, that pretty much doomed the stream. But, you know, I was going to get like, what, $2 out of that? You know, for just AdSense. It's not even, it's all good. With this sort of language, I'm going to guess 50-50 is out of the... Yeah, it's already not being good. Like, it's already starting off to be like kind of a fail. Open to being surprised, though. Can either of them actually have a personality outside of their clone diction and talking? Yeah, I'm getting like it kind of very Kim Kardashian-esque. Like, these people might live in Montana for all I know, but it really seems like they're straight out of LA.
I feel like we'll be 50-50 on what we agree and disagree.
Yeah, you guys, me and Anna.
You know what? Let's do some background on this. Let me just see. Like, does it say they're in LA? I'm just curious. The MissJudged Podcast. Okay. MissJudged Podcast, a funny, brutally honest dating relationship comedy podcast for Gen Z, Millennials, Gen X, hosted by Alyssa Pettinato. The show covers modern datings, breakups, unavailability, humor, hot takes, candid conversation, guest interviews. I mean, you know, shout out to them. Third date rules. Oh, that's a members only. Why are you doing members only? And you got, all right, whatever. Hey, it's not my business. What is throning? That's a new term. Soft boy versus F boy, mixed signal situationships. Okay. Why are we paying for the sins of the ex? Oh, hey, look, an episode Till Debt Do Us Part, the truth about prenups and postnups with celebrity attorney. That could be a good one. All right. I mean, there's things going on this podcast, right? That's good. Hey, shout out Oikophobic. Thanks for coming in. You could use the badly AI one I made. I know. I got to figure. I might just shorten it to huge tracts of land and then that, like, it should be short enough to not copyright.
And I have already talked about this, and we know that we actually see completely differently on this topic. So this will be a fun episode because it's fun to have a different...
I'm guessing the matchmaker is going to lean closer to 50-50. This lady has not inspired confidence in me that she thinks 50-50 will work. I could be completely wrong.
Difference of opinions, okay? This show would be so fucking boring if I only had on people that agree with me.
Exactly.
Man, quit cussing so much, lady.
Okay, so Anna, I'm just going to define quickly like what 50-50 is because people don't really understand. Oh my God, he fell asleep. Butters are so fucking cute.
Oh God, just all day.
Okay, so 50-50 in a relationship is actually when you have equal contribution to the life that you're building together.
Yeah, see, now that word contribution is doing a lot of heavy lifting because they might completely skip the finances and go into like the emotional labor and the this and the I gave birth to the kids. And you know, I'm there, I'm just motivating and making the house a home. So I don't really know what they mean by that. They cuss a lot in luxury weddings. You go right ahead and do the research on those casts. I won't be able to stand more than this one day. I appreciate you sticking for the one day, honestly. Okay, moving in.
So you're splitting everything, right? And you're kind of keeping track of it. You kind of have to.
Okay, shout out. Yeah, okay, so she went to the financial.
There's different ways you can go about it.
Okay.
To make it feel fair.
Yeah.
Feel fair. Ooh, that word feel. That word feel. That's a big...
And also, I also feel like being 50-50, it doesn't have to be exactly I put in 1,000, you put in 1,000. For you, it could
There it goes. See, this is kind of what I was getting at.
be 500 because someone's earning more.
Yeah.
That's still not 50-50 though. I mean, I think this is a proportional. Well, you know, he makes $15,000 a month and she makes 5, therefore, you know, her contribution should be proportional to that. But no, I'm talking about real 50-50, right?
I feel like your contributions match where you are at that level could still be considered 50-50 in some ways.
Yeah. You know what is so funny? Like
that could definitely be considered 50-50 by the person who's contributing less. Absolutely. Uh,
I agree with a lot of the things you just said. And then there's certain things where I'm like, no, women need to be on a lily pad being worshipped. Like, so we're going to go through it, guys.
women, okay, well, women need to be on a lily pad being worshipped. Well, I mean, if you were waiting for the gynocentrism to show up, there it is. All right, guys.
So, okay. What does 50, I mean, you kind of just described this, but what does 50-50 like mean to you in your, because guys, as we discussed on the last episode with Anna, she's married.
Yeah, I'm still in my first year of marriage, so I think.
Okay, so she's in her first year of marriage. Pertinent info. Klaus says, feeling fair. That's going right into murky waters. Absolutely.
In some ways, we're still figuring it out.
Still
but
figuring it out. Ooh, okay. Well, I'd be interested to hear what they had figured out at the signing of the marriage contract, if there was one. I wonder if they had a prenup. Alyssa Petnato, she's probably of Italian heritage, judging from her name and looks. She cusses like a sailor, though. Okay, all right, yeah. Well, yeah, she is definitely cussing like a sailor out here. By the way, we got 23 concurrent viewers. Shout out to 26 and 14 likes. If we can get the other 10 people in here, I know it's a pain in the ass. Just if you can just pick up your cell phone, just unlock it, and then hit the like button. That's going to be a big help to me because we can get it more popping in here. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate seeing everybody in here. She's been married a year, but she's some sort of expert. Rolling on the floor laughing. I wouldn't take a damn thing she says at this point. Yeah, and I'm trying my best to be, as open-minded as I can here with this. Luke, you're basically saying, what's kind of what I'm not saying here. But I totally hear where you're coming from. Yo, Doug MPA, man, shout out to you. Thanks for coming in. And thank you for that $5 super chat. Doug MPA says, show my support, bro. Worst thing men did was give women microphones. Only thing worse than one woman with a microphone is two women with microphones. Man, Doug, yeah, I know this is going to be a nails on chalkboard video. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us, man. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Big Doug MPA in the building. Absolutely. The video does not have timestamps. I did check for that. It's kind of weird that they are still figuring it out after they got married. Yeah, that does not sound good to me. You need to have that figured out before, or at least at the time. When the consent for the marriage happens, it better have been figured out. Good to see you, bro. I hope you've been well. It's okay, Broughton. You got to do what you got to do. You're solid. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, moving in. By the way, I have an article from the New York Times from 1971 about Italy moving from the dowry system to the type of marriage we do, well, to a divorce system where, there's no dowry anymore. And it says something interesting about the burdens of marriage, okay? So I kind of brought that article up because I think somewhere in this conversation I'm going to have to share it. All right, we're going to see what marriage used to be. I think it's interesting if these folks here got an Italian background, might be some fun history. Okay, absolutely. Moving in, guys.
I always wanted to be a contributor to my relationship, my marriage. I never wanted to be someone that lacked control or power or authority in a relationship. And I've seen friends that have gone both ways where they gave up their careers, they're raising families, and they're very happy in their decisions, I think. But,
yeah,
their world is different. And I don't want to say it's smaller in some ways, bigger in other ways, but they have to ask their husbands for permission to buy certain things or to spend money in a certain way. And of course, I mean, it's, if you're making a big purchase, you have to consult your partner. But when the money really doesn't come from you, even more so. So I didn't want to ever be in a position where I didn't have authority in my relationship.
It's interesting because in a lot of the older dowry articles that I read, one of the things that was interesting was that when they were talking about like debating whether or not they should bring the dowry back, some of the discussions in the article were about how the women didn't feel good having to ask for like pocket change money. And a lot of the times women that had dowries were able to, spend money from that, not feel like they had to, I guess beg for the money or whatever.
It was very important to me. And I've always been taught since a young child to work hard for everything you have and to, be educated and to work. And I just have that hustler in me. I'm never going to give up on my career.
All right, shout out to you and your career. Doug MPA says, what percentage of women that get married want a wedding, but don't want or know how to be a wife? I mean, honestly, probably the majority of women, to be honest. And I mean, I think the divorce stats probably would be sufficient evidence for that being true. So, and that's just the divorced ones, right? Then there's also the ones that are in marriages, but it's not really going so hot. So I think saying the majority is kind of fair, to be honest. Yeah. So
I just always wanted to be in a relationship where I felt like an equal partner. I didn't want anyone to have power over me or have a say on how I live or what I can and can't do. So for me, I always wanted to be...
Okay, yeah, so this is probably not going to be a TradCon religious podcast here. I'm not hearing a lot of, submit to the husband type energy type here, so... I don't know. We might hear later on that they're religious and that this is what they want to do. But Pearl just spent a good amount of time going to churches trying to ask people, about this stuff. And there were interesting answers coming out of those videos. But so, I mean, they might be TradCons. They may as well be, but it sounds like they're kind of at least not on that level. So whatever. We'll see.
An equal partner in a relationship and the
All right. Equal partner. All right.
Financial side of it. I mean, as part of it, but also the emotional support from
the thing that I really want to hear from her is what the contributions are. They probably won't share that. Like, I know it's private, but it's like when you say contribution, like, I wonder what she means by contribution. One thing she did bring up earlier is this idea of feeling that it's like 50-50 in the sense of if one person makes more and the other makes less and they have this kind of proportional contribution, then it's kind of like 50-50. I'm going to say, no, it's not 50-50 in that case. But I do, will she tell us that? Probably not, for this podcast. But I'm curious what the contribution is. Because it sounds more like her contribution is I want my own money so I can buy stuff I want to buy, which isn't a contribution. That's just you wanting to buy stuff for yourself and feel independent. What is your contribution to like the literal conjugal estate, to like the marital fund, to the community property of the marriage? That's what I'm curious about.
I didn't want to be married to someone that just only worked and made a ton of money and never got to see, wouldn't be an active father or participant in the family.
Yeah.
So there's other things that go into a 50-50 marriage. It's not just financial.
No, we're going to talk about all the things.
Oh, hell no. No, first off, it's financial. I'll tell you right now. You know what I'm saying? So
your dowry, it's my right.
We're going to start with the financial, okay?
Okay, yeah, shout out to her. We're starting with the financial.
Because that's my favorite topic. And
too.
I had this conversation in many relationships. and
I'm sorry, the mannerisms are like too much,
a few. Because money is actually like, guys, money is the biggest reason for divorce. And
yeah, probably that. With that and infidelity, I'm sure. And listen, when the divorce happens, a lot of what they're fighting about is the money, right? I mean, the custody too, but child support, alimony, I mean, losing half of the retirement. What happens to the house? What about this car? What about the Labubu collection? All this kind of stuff.
It's, I would say, probably one of the biggest reasons why the marriage rate for millennials is lower than other generations and probably contributing to the birth rate. Like, finance is a big thing. So
yes, that's right. Finances is a big thing.
Personally, I feel in a relationship, and this is like a very crazy stance because I am so not this girl. Like, I'm not like a traditional trad wife kind of chick.
Not traditional. Okay, neither of them sound like that. But shout out to them. I mean, it's probably still better than the TradCon because, at least they're being honest about it.
Sounds like you might be.
At all. However, I don't want to have to bear the burden of like carrying the weight of bills if I'm like pregnant and dealing with postpartum or dealing with an infant. I believe that you as women earn time off. Like, we go through hormonal changes. We ruin our bodies. I'm not even going to sit here and fucking say we don't. We're going to ruin our bodies. And we're going
to ruin our bodies. Man, that's a disgusting thing to say, honestly. Like, so, you know, you're a child and you got born from your mother and you ruined your mother's body. Okay. Now listen, to her point about being pregnant and all this stuff, like I could see, okay, you got a job, you brought a dowry, you had savings for your marriage, right? Most of these people nowadays are getting married at 30. If you saved no money for your marriage from 18 to 30, like you're basically just, oh damn, I lost my sound effects. That's what you are right there. You know what I mean? So that already sucks, right? Now, if you contributed at the outset of the marriage, you got a job you're going to go back to, I don't think most guys have a problem with like shouldering the burden of the bills. Like she came into marriage, she brought $100,000, put it into the house. I put my $100,000 into the house. I don't mind paying the mortgage for a bit while we're going through this kind of nesting phase, you know, or like all the bills, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Eventually the kids will get to a point and then she'll go back to work and start contributing again. You know what I mean? That's fine. But damn, you know, you're going to ruin your body. Something about that is kind of I think that's a bad mindset to have, especially when it comes to like your literal children. You know what I mean? My children ruined my body. Like, damn. Okay. All right. Anyways, shout out to the folks going back in here.
To be mentally fucked up after we push out a child for a second. Our hormones are unbalanced. Like we're going through it and we have to
listen,
keep the
I'm just going to
alive.
come out and say this right now. If you lose your mind after this, like you're a weak woman. And I'm going to use the same stuff that the women say to the men about not being a real man. Like, remember guys, the minute you get depressed and you need to, you know, like, oh, I'm so depressed, I don't feel like working. There is no, I don't feel like working. Like you got to work. You can't even look at a copper wire spool that's empty after 25 years. Like there's none of that. If it's your thing here to pop out these kids and do whatever you got to do and you're going to lose your mind and we all got to feel sorry for you, then you're not a real woman. You are a weak woman. You suck as a woman and you need to get stronger. Like be better. Okay? Like this is not an excuse no more. Like get back on the horse, lady. You know?
What we're talking about is more than financial support.
Like
It's
you're
also
whack.
emotional.
You're a
and
literal
physical
whack
support.
woman
Exactly.
if that's what you're worried about.
However, imagine having your C-section barely healed and being forced to go back to the office because your husband's like, you got to contribute.
Imagine your C-section being barely healed and you gotta do that. I mean, like, see, I don't think most people are gonna sit there and like force this. They're gonna have time to heal and all this stuff. Like 6 months, even a year of paying 100% of the bills, like isn't the end of the world. But like she's making it seem like she's this workhorse where like they're literally getting the whip and like, oh, your C-section's not healed and this and that. And listen, if you want me to get even more egregious, you know what I mean? It's like she's kind of going to this far off case of like, you know, okay, probably a decent amount of percentage of women get C-sections and stuff like that. But still, by and large, like you are designed to push out, you know, this baby. And shout out to, you know, medical science out there for allowing C-section to happen. A lot of us wouldn't be here without that. Weakest woman in history. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, and I need a C-section and all this stuff. Ruin my body after I have kids. How disgusting and vain this woman is. Yeah, exactly. Man, this is so crazy. Plus, they don't make that same excuse to their bosses. Yeah, exactly. Preach, you slamming truth. If children and family are a burden and damage, what the F do you even care to do that stuff? Yeah, like why the F exactly? And by the way, man, it's a lot of times it's women pushing men because they're the ones with the baby fever, by the way. And the crazy thing too, it's like, listen, this is both of our child. Like you didn't do this favor for me, lady. You know what I'm saying? Like you did it for you too, by the way. I'm ruining my body for you. You know what? So like that's just like crybaby talk to me. Ruin your body is a slogan that gives them an excuse to let themselves go after childbirth and not be criticized for it. You can't criticize my physical condition because I'm a mom type thing. Yeah, that's got to go right there. There should, you know, no. Like after a certain amount of time, like lady, you got to start eating healthy. I don't care what you got to do. Salmon, cabbage, buckwheat, lose some weight, and quit crying and being depressed, because men can't sit here and be depressed and then not, provide for the family. Sorry. I'm depressed. I'm depressed because my child ruined my body. That is insane. 30-year-old negative. Exactly. No dowry on these people.
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative dowry.
Like, lady, if you're worried about this, come to the marriage with the dowry. Okay? If she really cared, poor life choices means poor genetics. Listen, I'm not trying to get crazy on the C-section thing, but that's honestly true. It just means that she had such poor posture. She had such poor nutrition growing up that her hip bones can't even open up all the way to pass through a child. It's like, maybe you should just not have a kid. Like, I don't know, join a convent or something. This isn't for you. Like, this wasn't even in the plan for you then. Just stay away from it. That's going to be the case, Remember that video about the dude in his care and the ratchet trying to get in the car so he locks the door? That sounds familiar. Man, I might have to see that one again. Both these women look old to be having kids. Fertility starts to decline for women after age 30 and accelerates rapidly after age 35. Yeah, I mean, they're probably doing the whole IVF stuff if they can't do it naturally. I mean, women in 30s, like, yeah, you could still have a kid, to some extent. You'll probably get like 2, maybe. There are a lot of people in their 30s, though, where it is challenging. I understand it is challenging. All right, back to LA women.
To the bills now. I feel that is extremely unfair to women. So with the financial portion, Butters, get it out, babe. Butters is coughing, you guys. You can't hear that hairball.
Even Butters is like, nah, that's BS, lady. And even Butters isn't buying it. He's like,
with the financial portion in a 50-50 relationship, you're saying like 50-50 is pretty much contributing what you can to building.
No, it ain't what you can, lady. It's a significant contribution that matches the other side. There's no what you can. There's no this person makes more and proportionally I should do that. I don't know who came up with that. Because when the divorce happens, alimony's not going to be set based off of proportion. All right? When the divorce happens, it's going to be set based off him having to provide the same lifestyle to you if he makes more. Like, if the proportion stuff only works if the divorce laws match that same, spirit, which it does not. So, all right, moving in. Butters is allergic to BS. Yeah, exactly.
Life together, which I agree to an extent. But like a lot of people on the internet take the 50-50 thing to a very extreme literal level where I'm.
Okay, so it shouldn't be literal. Oh, so by the way, 50-50. If you take 50-50 to literally mean 50-50, which is exactly what 50-50 means, then it's kind of extreme. And shout out to these ladies. I know they barely got any views. I hope they get more views. Shout out to y'all. You're doing a good job. Thanks for the content.
I'm like, there is never going to be a world where it's 50-50. You could lose your job tomorrow. Would that person build you up?
I mean, your husband could lose his job too. You're going to get back to work?
Could have cancer. And you can't.
Your husband could have cancer too. I mean, you gonna do your part till death to do his part?
Work. I mean, there's just a million things that could happen. And I think that on some levels, the internet has made this 50-50 mindset the most unhealthy thing I've ever heard in my life. Like men, sorry guys, are out here actually thinking 50-50 is a literal thing that exists.
What the hell is she talking about? Like that was literally the plan. When they went and, abandoned the dowry system, when they went, from at-fault divorce to no-fault divorce, it was just like, all right, well, women are working. Shout out to the feminists and all that kind of stuff. Woo! Any woman can do anything man can. Woo! And that they're both going to be contributing to the pot. Like that was the promise. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds like they're saying, that doesn't exist and they don't want to make good on the promise. Well, then it's like, all right, we're going to need you to come back with one of these.
Your dowry, it's my right.
This ain't going to work right here.
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative dowry.
I mean, they need to talk to their mom. They need to talk to dad. They need to get grandma on the phone. They need to remember this.
There was a dowry or a bride price.
I mean, man, you got to be looking at them like this.
You got to stay.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Which one of these broads has the richest father?
So, I mean, you need to contribute something. You know what I'm saying? Women be like, when I said 50-50, I didn't actually mean 50-50. Exactly. Damn, I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys, we're 7 minutes and 54 seconds into this, and I mean, I think Luke was right, basically. I'm gonna try to get through more of it, you know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do what I can. I don't want to say we've seen enough. Maybe they will surprise us, right? So maybe we'll get surprised.
And they're taking it to extremes with like starting with the first date. Like,
so, oh my God. Oh yeah, God forbid. Now listen, I'll be honest. On a first date, yeah, I don't mind paying because it's typically me that asks, whatever. For a lot of that stuff, like it's not the biggest deal to me. But at a certain point, Matt Cross on his channel, The 33 Secrets, did a fantastic video. Literally, I think it was his last video about this idea. And it's about testing women at a certain point in, like, you know, like the third date or something. And just after dinner, just throwing them the check and be like, all right, you take care of this one. And he's like, and watch very closely what happens. It's literally this video right here. Shout out to Matt Cross, 33 Secrets. Test her reaction, hand her the bill, make her pay. He did a fantastic job explaining the concept. And so I'm going to share the link in here. We might even save this and watch this later. I just thought the way he explained it was really good, you know. So, you know, I mean, I at least want to hear the other side. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, if it's egregious for men to expect 50-50, then what does that say about, you know, feminism and the equality of the sexes and all this kind of thing? Let's see what they got to say about that. I got images of Shah in pretty much all of us. Oh, did you put that in the AI? Okay, hold on one second, pull that up. I love it when you guys make the AI content. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much this right here. Oh my God. I'm trying, guys. I really am. Thank you for that, man. I love that. All right. All right. Oh crap. Oh, I'm moving all over the place right now. All right. New court structure means men must only pair up with the woman making no less than 30% of his salary. I mean, listen, if you want to shield yourself from a horrible deal, then yeah, you want to be able to tell the court that she has a somewhat comparable income. That's what's going to negate alimony, and that's what's going to make this more of an amiable split. I mean, y'all might still hate each other's guts, but I mean, like, economically amiable. You know what I mean? To be honest, even if they try to spin 50-50 into something different, at least they are ready to talk about it. That's progress compared to princess treatment. You know what, man? Shout out to you, Klaus. Now, I will say this woman did say something about women wanting to be worshipped or whatever, but, you know, that's just her LA talk, maybe. Yo, Titan Struggle, shout out to Shah. Hello from South Africa. We got our South African brothers in here, man. Shout out to you. It's a blessing to have folks from all over the world watching us. That really means a lot. Hope you're doing well out there. And shout out to all my buddies out there. I know we got a guy from Kenya also. We got folks in here from Australia. We got people from India. We got people from all over the place. So it's always a blessing. Shout out to you, Titan Struggle.
Splitting everything 100% down the center. And I see it in married people. By the way, guys.
This is what I want to ask this lady. All right. You want to be married. You want to have 2 kids that are going to ruin her body. All right. An average house is going to be like $500,000. That's not even including the interest or the property taxes. Let's just say $500K, right? 2 kids are going to be like $200,000 to like take from 0 to 18. We're not even including the college education, I don't think. All right. So, you know, like you and I, we got $1 million problem to solve. Okay. I didn't even talk about cars. I didn't talk about the kids' soccer practices. Raising the kids. Maybe that includes some of that. But at base, we got $1 million problem to solve. How much of that $1 million are you contributing? That's what I want to hear, because I know they're going to want to be entitled to half that money, you know, at least to half the community property when the divorce happens.
Big disclaimer.
Yo, J. Cote.
Venmo being public so that everyone can see what you're doing.
Shout
Are
out
you
to you.
okay?
Keep it on private. Mine's permanently on private. I don't want anyone knowing who I'm paying and why.
100%. I'm
That
seeing
is unhinged.
Dude, I'm seeing you guys pay for feet pics, okay? Like, it's fucking weird. But also, I'm seeing, like...
Seeing you guys pay for feet pics. Wait, hold on a second, lady. What are you doing on that side of things? She sounds awfully familiar with the feet pic industry. I have questions for you.
People that I know are married, like, Venmoing their
forth.
husbands for parking and shit. Disgusting. I'm sorry. I can't fuck you if I'm Venmoing you.
Well, okay.
That is such bullshit. This same lady will have sex with some pookie-ass dude that has nothing but a dirty ass mattress in some studio apartment somewhere. If they're talking like this is BS right here. I do not buy this. She has probably had coitus with much less than, whatever she thinks she wants as an ideal.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're in a
Lies.
long-term relationship, it's a little bit different than early dating. I think early dating, if you want to be in a romantic relationship where the man is courting the woman, which I do think men still want to do. And
Nah, hell no. We do not want to do the romantic stuff anymore. The romantic stuff is dead. Like this whole this entire men's space that we got going on here, all this stuff that's been going on quite literally has been to to push back on a failed model, which is the romantic model.
women still want to feel.
Yeah.
Then yes, the first, handful of dates that the guy's asking you on,
Yeah.
he should be paying for.
Okay, yeah, handful, whatever. I'm not even tripping off that. Like, yeah, that makes sense. He's asking you, fine, whatever. When it gets to a conversation about marriage and like living together and cohabitating and owning property and having kids together, that's completely different right there. Now, honestly, I like what Matt Cross said, because around like date 3, it's just like, here, take the bill, you handle this, and watch her reaction. Because there has to be, you can't set the whole relationship off on the wrong foot of like, well, I'll just pay for everything all the time and be the guy that pays everything. Especially if you're looking at her for a long-term prospect. And a lot of women are going to fail this, by the way. Right? So at some point, there needs to be a little bit of a changeover and a mutual contribution. Now, listen, if you're just like some sugar baby, lady of the night, then yeah, the man's gonna go ahead and pay to get, whatever he wants from you, right? So, okay, fine. Like that's gonna be a thing. But if we're talking about like signing contracts together, owning property, I got to sit here and meet your family, and then I got to bring you around mine, and you're going to be talking all this with your weird LA stuff in front of the family, and I got to sit there and be like, yeah, that's the woman I love. Yeah, it's going to have to look a little bit different. You know what I mean? So, I'm interested to see where she goes with that. Trevor says, collectively, men are getting a raw deal because women collectively maintain higher standards because they perceived casual encounters higher risk. To women and are more selective as a result. Because women collectively maintain higher standards because they perceive casual encounters higher risk to women and are more selective as a result. I mean, if I hear what you're saying right, is like on the front end, as far as like short-term sex goes, as far as casual encounters goes, then it's tougher for men. And then on the other end, what you have is women complaining about, men don't want to marry them. We have an entire waiting to weds subreddit with women complaining nonstop about, I've been in a relationship for 5 or 6 years and when's he going to propose to me? So I could see that as like on the front end, like this is what, guys complain about as far as getting this sort of commitment-free sex. That's where John from It's Complicated talks about prostitution, and he might be right. Shout out to John from It's Complicated. Then on the other end is this marriage stuff. Because men are competing individually, many will intentionally undercut their peers. That's where the simping comes in, offering more effort for lower standards of behavior or physical attraction just to secure short-term access. Yeah, and I mean, for short-term access, that's essentially, that you could say in one way they're paying for it, and women have found a way to better monetize that. I hope I understand what you're saying correctly. Jacob says, I learned not to believe a woman when they say things like this. I see conversation with women like talk for the sake of talking. They will act different, though. Yeah, exactly. Like when she says, well, I don't even know if I could be attracted to a man. who would expect with that? See, that's them selling this romantic ideal that like, oh, I'm going to have genuine burning desire for you if you pay me for that. Like, that is like the most prostitute talk I've ever heard. And unfortunately, this woman has a lot of like prostitution sort of conditioning within her. Even this idea of like, oh, the baby's, is going to ruin my body. It's almost from this prostitution type of angle where it's like, how am I going to sell myself? How am I going to sell my body to extract more from people after I have this baby? You know what I'm saying? In some ways. Gio, for sure, they just need to pay their debt through marriage legal contract. Oh, yeah, right. Especially if they're coming in with debt. Man, it's one thing to not have a dowry or any money. Then it's like coming in with debt. It's like, why do you have student loan debt if you don't even plan on using your income to contribute to the house? Like that. This whole thing doesn't make sense. It doesn't square with the feminism that they like. This lady talked about wanting to be independent and have authority and all this stuff in her house. So she at least was a little consistent in saying that she believes she should contribute. I'm not a fan of this whole proportional thing. I mean, maybe she'll expound on that. We do got another 45 minutes of this, folks. We got another 45 minutes of this. I might have to get up soon and open a window for air. Going to be a lot of talking in this one. These women milk the simps for every penny they have, charge nothing for the alphas. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I'm supposed to believe that these two got a clear past, I don't know. I don't buy it. I really don't buy it. Real quick, guys, I'm just going to open a window and just real quick, give me about, say about 40 seconds. Where the heck is my Be Right Back screen?
Yeah. She coming with nothing. Yeah. Deadbeat vibes. Let's go. Deadbeat woman, no bag, no dowry. Thinks she the table, but she just a story. Bringing no bread, but she want the glory. Deadbeat woman, drama queen, no chorus. Roll up, no fun, she just got a vibe. Claims she the queen, but her wallet's bone dry. Want the whole plate, but can't carry a load.
I'm back, brothers. I just needed some oxygen. Feels good. Okay, these women milk the simps for every penny they have, charge nothing for the alphas. Yeah, I'm very suspicious about that Venmo feet pic stuff she was talking about. As always, I have to say this courting thing is BS. Courting was one man and one woman dating exclusively from the start. We know a lot of women won't do that. They start as casual. I mean, that is one thing. And of course, it's very divorced from the involvement of the families, right? That was part of this courting process in a way, too. So two individuals dating is like, there's a very just high chance of failure there, I think. I'm not against proportional if the woman makes more money. Well, there you go. Exactly. Like, who would be if that's the case? And that's often why it's women that are bringing up this proportional stuff, because they're more likely to be the ones making less, to be honest. The minute she makes more, she's not going to be about proportional anymore. All right, moving in.
And
yeah, okay.
I'd rather be asked on like a beautiful tea date, if that's what he can afford, than trying to take me somewhere nice and then asking me to split the bill. Like, that's just unacceptable.
Dude, so 50-50 in dating, I feel like is a scam for women. I'm just going to say it. In dating.
All right, well, man, I'm very interested to see what she's going to say about marriage. Dating is one thing. When the contract gets signed, what is your opinion about 50-50 there? I mean, she kind of told us already about this whole thing with the kids and all right, whatever.
Different than marriage, 100%, because you're combining everything, and hopefully at that point.
Okay, hold on.
Is a scam for women. I'm just going to say it. In dating, different than marriage.
Okay, good for you. Different than marriage.
100%, because you're combining everything, and hopefully at that point.
And combining everything better include huge tracts of land from you.
In dating, 50-50 is nothing that a woman of value will subscribe to.
It takes the romance out of things. And
it's just so funny. The opposite part of this conversation is, okay, if a woman doesn't want to subscribe to this part early out in the dating, and a higher value woman's not going to put up with that. Yeah, and the higher value man isn't going to put up with being the one who finances most of the marriage, which is why a lot of the women end up on this freaking subreddit over here called Waiting to Wed, where they're just pissed that, you know, the guys don't want to sign. And it's been like 8 years. They've been going out. Oh, he got 9 years out of my life and all this. Man, my internet's going slow right now. That's whack. I was trying to show you all this. Oh, here we go. Waiting to Wed. Waiting to Wed. Look at this. We got 41,000 weekly visitors on this, right? We got a lot of pissed off people. You know what I'm saying? Stay and wait or rip the Band-Aid. Has anyone felt like the wait ruined the engagement? I am having intense anxiety when proposal from him is just weeks away. He, 40 male, says he wants marriage and kids, but I initiated every step toward engagement. So, I mean, listen, all I'm saying is like this works in the opposite. Like when it comes time to seal the long-term deal, then the high-value men are like, why am I going to marry this penniless, dowerless woman?
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative dowry.
Well, I think meal tickets for women and dating is a scam. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a good point. A lot of guys end up getting screwed on that too. And the thing they don't get too is like any man that has like any self-respect for himself at a certain point is going to be like, hey, take care of the check. Because they're just like Matt Cross is talking about in his video. They're testing to see, does this woman have a mindset to where she values what we have going on? At least enough to do something like this. If she doesn't, then it's just like, all right, screw you. And then all of a sudden that same guy is talking to like 3 or 4 other women and everybody's just playing everybody at that point. And then like everybody just, it's just a kind of a downward spiral. Shah, an interesting observation from Brute Man. When the dowry system was in place, women did not have complete freedom to choose their husbands. Their families played a huge role in the selection of her husband. It wasn't just the women, Brute Man, it was also the men. It's not like they're sitting there forcing people to get married. Probably somewhere in some backwoods, somebody did. I'm sure it happened at one point. But for the most part, is what you have is a set of matchmakers, which this lady is now a matchmaker. She probably, I don't know if she does it like the old school matchmakers did, but it's like there's a set of options on the table. And the way the system is designed is that it's rational to choose people who contribute the most you can get them to contribute to the relationship. So on his end, it's like, I want the biggest dowry from her. On her end, it's, okay, I want the guy with the biggest livelihood. Now, she could sit there and try to marry, you know, this guy that she loves, and maybe he doesn't make anything. Her parents are going to say, fine, run off with that guy, but we're going to disinherit you. You're not going to get your dowry from us because we don't agree with who you're married. Why are we've been working for years to contribute to your marriage, lady. Would be their daughter, of course. Why the heck are we going to sit here then and give you this when you ran off and eloped with somebody that we don't think is good for for our family? You know what I'm saying? So there's an incentivized pressure there, basically. You could say no, but you're going to take a step down in your class in terms of what you're living. It's going to be a lot harder, especially back then too, you know, because the economy and all that type of stuff. So yeah, fun. Thank you for that, Brute Man. Shout out to you. Luke Nielsen says, I'll be honest, I feel like Hanaya all the time. Hanaya, I hate that phrase unless I feel is the main reason, the actual feelings, not what they think. Yeah, there has been a lot of that in this discussion. I think giving women complete freedom to choose their husbands is a complete disaster because they chose the worst type of guys who give them the tingles and good vibes and who pump and dump them. Listen, Brute Man, the other side of that conversation is that I'm not sitting here to make it about the men, but it's both men and women have chosen bad situations for them. You know, like deep down, the guy wants to choose this, like, you know, if you think of the Madonna whore complex, they want both of those things in one. It's why you get these like tradcon guys who will marry the ex-OnlyFans star because like deep down they want that, you know what I mean? And they want to like reconcile it with themselves somehow. And you know, Paul even mentions that a lot of, he'll even say there's no victims, there's only volunteers. And yes, people can be victims. You can be a victim of paternity fraud, all that kind of stuff. But there is a lot of bad decision-making process that goes into this at some level. You know, marrying a penniless woman because you loved her is a bad idea, or you're really feeling her and all this kind of stuff. And it's the same thing with the women. The women are going to choose like the worst people they can. You got women who are in marriages that secure the bag and then destroy their marriage for, you know, like a horrible choice. You know what I mean? I was just reading one on some divorce subreddit where a woman literally was doing that. You know what I mean? So women will destroy good marriages because they're chasing. The problem is romance from both sides of the equation. That's all I'm trying to say here with this big old rant. The problem is the romance, you know? The point of a lot of this men's space was supposed to be to shed that conditioning. You know what I mean? And hopefully make a choice that's a little bit more guided by, you know, other pragmatic means. 41K weekly viewers. Yeah, that's people coming into that subreddit. Women are on their best behavior when there is no legal protection for their misbehavior. Yeah, a lot of them are on their best behavior when they're trying to get you into the deal with no prenup or anything saving you. Then once the marriage happens, then after that, it starts to, oh, things changed. You know, a year later, things changed. They're going to say it's because the baby ruined my body and the postpartum. Probably what it is like, well, the scam has been complete, essentially. You know what I mean? Guys, a lot of comments appreciating that. They come with no dowry, a debt, a bad attitude, expect you to pay for everything. Yeah, and men they're good off that. They have nice dowry they'd be giving up if they want to be wilding out here and not thinking about the best interest of everyone involved. Very true. Very true. All right, moving in.
I don't know. I still want to feel treated like a woman. I get dressed up. I'm excited.
Okay.
Going to meet someone. Like, I want to be treated. I especially think if you are inviting someone somewhere, that implies that you're treating them.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I can get that even on a first date, you know. But once you hit like date 3, that's where the conversation needs to shift a little bit.
Agree with you.
That being said, if I, wanted to, someone that I was early on in dating and I wanted to invite him somewhere, I would probably, I'd probably pay.
Probably. Okay, so you never did. You don't know what you would do. You're just saying this to make it sound balanced. Whatever.
Okay. At least some of it, and then maybe he'd pick up
at least some of it.
Drinks or something like that. But I think if you're...
So then why not do this on the first date? Have him pay for dinner, and then you could pay for drinks after, or you could pay for the next place.
You're getting invited somewhere, the person that's inviting you should pay.
Okay, I've said this before, and I totally agree with you on everything you just said. Guys, we're in alignment on this. Dating should be sexy for the straight hetero woman wants to feel romanced by a man. But also, guys, I'm here to say, women that have a career, I'm not talking to 21-year-olds right now. I'm talking to millennials because I see you guys.
Okay, so mid-30s women. All right. I wonder, okay, yeah, I don't know. She's probably right there with the millennial.
I see you men and women listening to the show. So you're in the age range. You guys... We are not out here using men to get dinners, okay?
No.
We
all right,
show
y'all.
up.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure some folks have done that at some point.
This is $1,000 to enter the fucking room, okay? The shoes, the watch.
Get the hell out of here with this, lady. Your shoes and your watch are going to go back home with you. You're then gonna go on another date with those shoes and that watch on. You're then gonna go, Mother's Day and see your mom with that watch on. You're going to do a lot. That watch is going to be there in 30 years. You might even be able to sell it and get $700 out of it. Get the hell out of here.
The hair, the skin, the makeup. I don't have time out here just because you want to take me to Avra. I'm not trying to use you for a dinner.
I agree. I think...
But she's looking at it in this weird perspective. It's lady, you didn't buy that watch for me. You bought that watch for you. And going to one dinner doesn't put the get out of here.
Most women that I speak to on the matchmaking side that are even in their 20s, but certainly in their 30s, they actually don't prefer dinner dates because they don't want...
First date dinner dates are a disaster. That is true. That is very true.
The pressure of someone spending a lot of money or being stuck 2-3 hours sometimes on a date you don't want to be on. They'd rather do a drink, something simple, just to do a meet and greet.
Yes.
Honestly, I think tea and coffee is a good idea for a first one. And then listen, I mean, like I've had dates like that to where it was like, oh, she was hella cool. And then we would just like, hey, what are you doing after this? Let's go do some other stuff. And then we would go do some other stuff right after, right? So, you know, it can transition into something. But yeah, I mean, you should do something simple to make sure both of y'all, you know, are, you know, that there's something there. If men had a choice, they would rather her not wear anything than it's free. Yeah, exactly. but they do it for themselves.
See, there's a vibe.
Yeah.
And then, you know, from there, sure, dinners are great, but we actually don't want you doing that for us. And if a woman is insisting on a dinner date for a first date, then she probably wants to get dinner from you.
Yeah.
And you got to use your better judgment. That's on you, not the woman, not on us.
Men are out here dating hoes, okay? I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry that
Okay, now she's going to tell us about all her friends.
you went after a bad pattern of people, that you were chasing them just for one thing. You know what you wanted.
You could say the same thing to women who sit here and complain about men and men ain't this and men ain't that. You could just say, oh, well, the women are choosing bad men. All these women out here who end up with, you know, that get pregnant and there's a guy that leaves. You could say, well, you know what you're after. You should have just chose better. Like, that's basically what she's saying. Like, yeah, you know, and I get it. Yeah, you should choose better. But if there's a double standard about who should choose better, both people should choose better.
You know what you wanted, men. You wanted the kitty, and you were chasing them for their looks, and that's it. You are not trying to get to know this person, probably, and that is why they are using you as well.
Well, that's literally a transactional situation.
Yeah, it's like prostitution.
Exactly.
You're trying to, you know, spend a lot of money on a dinner, a nice date, in hopes of going to bed after. So then, yes, that is a transactional situation. Most people are not dating in that realm.
No.
Most of us are looking for a partner and want something more serious. And that's why it's okay to build up to nicer dates, but you still have to treat. And there still has to be an element of romance, because you're not trying to find a business partner. You're not trying to find a new friend. You're trying to find like your spouse, the most special relationship you'll ever have in your life. And if you're starting it in a cheap or in a way that doesn't feel good to the woman, it's not going to work out.
What about if it doesn't feel good to the man? Does that not matter?
Well, she already feels like you need her, number one. I feel like when you're doing that,
She had to edit something out there.
you're showing the woman that you already need her for something. Like, you are not self-sufficient. Like, here's an example.
So, okay, let's see.
I've had people invite me on vacations that were pre-planned, and they're like, I want you to join this. And I'm like, okay, cool.
What the hell does this have to do with dating? Like, people that invited you on vacation, so you mean like you were dating them, or you like started dating them and they wanted to go on vacation with you? Let's see what she says.
Not going to contribute to the hotel room you've already booked.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
The absolute fuck? I didn't choose this destination. I didn't choose anything about it. You're just inviting me to join. You're paying, sir.
I agree with that.
I don't know. A lot of the stuff they're talking about, I feel like just doesn't even like lift off from ground level. Like, this is all like very early stuff. Like, yeah, if someone invites you to do something, okay, pay or don't pay or whatever. Get to the part where it talks about signing the marriage contract.
Do you think it's nice if you're like, hey, I'll get the Uber to the
Okay, I get it. Dating. Let's hopefully we get to the marriage part right here. I want to hear about that.
airport?
100%.
Or, you know, something light. I think that's always kind to do. But yeah, I
Kind to do. Never expected. Just kind to do.
agree with you. If you're getting invited somewhere, the implication is that you're getting treated.
100%.
Yeah, and then, oh God.
And then I've had multiple friends, and actually it's happened to me once too, where I went on a date with someone and,
All right, what happened,
he got a
lady?
bottle of wine, and he got a second bottle of wine. I was like, this is way too much wine for me. I
Oh
can't
my
drink all
God.
this.
I hate that, by the way.
I warned him from the beginning that I had a dinner with a client afterwards. So he was like a happy hour kind of situation. And then at the end, he was definitely drunk because he drank a lot of wine. And he was like, you're leaving me to go on another date, which actually was true. But he thought it was a
Damn, so she was lying. So the guy was right. And then, yeah, basically she went there, she sat down and she hit him. She wasn't feeling him. And then she's like, oh, well, I have an appointment with the client. And if women, they say something like that, then it's like they've built in their exit because they're just trying to get the hell out of there. And she admits she's literally lying to this guy. And she had 2 dates lined up. I mean, but you know what's even crazier about this? It's not even what I'm saying, that she didn't know she was going to like the guy. She actually had 2 dates lined up, one after another. Okay, so this woman is a certified... Yeah. This is a certified, all right, whatever.
client dinner.
First of all,
either way,
it's not your business.
So it's like she's lying. Yeah, but it could not be his business. Like, why even mention it? Just say you gotta go. Like, why do you have to stoop to the level to be a liar? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I gotta dip out at this time. I got some stuff to do. But like to sit there and be like, I'm meeting with the client. Like, what are you, a sugar baby? You gonna meet with another sugar daddy? Like, what client? You know, like just being a liar. That's the sad part. Real sad. Hold on, guys. I gotta sit here and redo my chat. Shout out to the 27 people watching. We got 25 likes, a real blessing. Let me go ahead and get my chat out. For some reason, this thing likes to crash on me, but hopefully y'all can still see me. Everything's good. Man, this should have been the freaking thumbnail of their video right here. You want to go ahead and screenshot this area right here and make that thumbnail. This video would probably have more than 160 views. If that was the case. Over under if a prince in Dubai has gone number 2 on her. I mean, there's about if there's anything 50-50 in this video, TD boy, it's that right there. Like, I'd be willing that there's a 50-50 chance on that. Okay. I suspect Alyssa Pettinato might be a former sugar baby. Yeah, these women got some dark secrets right here. It's okay, ladies. It's okay. She's certainly not advertising classiness. Dang, the Knicks may pull it off. Shout out to the Knicks. Man, she's telling on herself. If I would be the man who married her, I would doubt my decision to hearing that. Oh, absolutely. I know, right? That's true. The guy she's married to probably, yeah, I don't know. What we're not going to find out, they're probably not going to tell us, is who contributed what to this marriage. I mean, and honestly, like, I just want to hear a little bit more what they got to say about marriage. They might not ever get there. Hopefully they make it there before half of this, because we're probably going to go ahead and just, you know, exit the party around halfway through this video. Can we classify those as crazy eyes? Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like there almost needs to be something with this. I might go back in later for this screenshot right here. This is emblematic of something. The thumbnail should be the new image I made in Discord server. All right, let's check out this. Shout out to the Discord. Oh my God. When I said 50-50, I didn't actually mean, honestly, Dan the man, this pretty much summates the entire video, right? This is pretty much it. I love how the pizza is cut in half too. That's best. That is hilarious right there. If anything, you should just leave me with just a slice and then she like eats the rest of it. Good one there, man. I love the AI. Thank you for that. All right, man. Moving in.
Exactly. Either way, it didn't matter. But then he starts like messaging, because I never gave him my number. So on Raya, he was messaging me like, "How was the dinner? Like, how's it going?" And I wasn't really. I was like, "Listen, I'm not really interested." You know, he just got weird at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, she would have had this already figured out in the date. It's like, why don't you then pay half the date already? You know what I'm saying? Contribute something. Don't pay for the bottles of wine. Pay for your food on the date. You know what I mean? And the guy called her out and said, yeah, I'm going on another date. So then, I don't know, just pay your share and get the hell out of there. You know what I mean?
Date. Because he was kind of yelling at me. And then I got
Okay, here comes the sad victim story. All right, lady. And then he started yelling at you.
Venmo request.
Oh my God. Stop.
Okay, then he sent a Venmo request for her to pay her fair share.
I got a Venmo request.
Oh my God.
Not just one. I got 2 because I declined the first one. And he sent me a second one. He goes, "Come on, Anna, let's be adults here."
Honestly, that guy is right. Because first of all, she's a liar. Like see now, honestly, the credibility of what these people are saying has been shot. We know this lady's a liar. You know what I mean? Not this lady, but her partner. She might be too. We haven't figured it out yet. The other one's an admitted liar, a self-proclaimed liar.
Guys, I'm speechless because you know what's so funny? I can't even believe I'm saying this is not the first time I've heard something like that. And I honestly, I'm like,
this lady sounds like this Akash guy's wife. I don't know. Like, it's just there's a weird similarity in intonation here. They're all watching the same TikTok level brain rot and it must be spreading to them. She knew before the date or she wouldn't have lined up a second one. Yeah, something's going on here.
When I think
I mean, that is true, right? That is true. Man, that's gross, honestly. Like 2 dates on the same evening. Like, damn, like you couldn't just put another day out.
Audacity couldn't get lower. It just surprises me still to this
Well,
day.
I looked him up on Are We Dating the Same Guy on Facebook.
Stop.
And so there was already a thread about him of Venmo requesting women, and there were like 30 women that said the same thing. So I guess that's his thing when he doesn't get a second date.
Oh my gosh, you know what? He needs to listen to my last episode about second dates, guys. This is for the men too. I will say,
I like that eye roll when she says men. She's just like, this is for the men too. Here, watch. Let's watch that again. Watch the eye roll, legends.
This is for the men too.
Oh my God, that could be a sound effect right there, guys. We might need that as a sound effect.
Episode about second dates, guys. This is for the men too.
Oh man, you know, as much as this is nails on chalkboard, this podcast is kind of giving something to us.
I will say,
literally, could you imagine if men actually listened to this?
The ones
Oh
that
no, we're here. We're listening, lady.
Shout the fuck out because you're the real one. Listening to women.
Man, this lady needs to.
Won't somebody please think of the
I hope she gets rid of her potty mouth before she has kids. I also wonder if she's looking at needing a C-section. It's interesting that she brought that up earlier. That might be something that is kind of a prognosis for her in terms of like what she can expect. But who knows? You know, we don't know. It's just something interesting that she brought up. But yeah, the potty mouth that's a little too much. Come on. We could do a show without cussing, right? Come on. At a certain point, they all look the same and sound the same. This lady, Anakash, is yeah, I mean, that's true. More reasons why you don't see men flying overseas to the U.S. to marry or get in a relationship with American women. Yeah, I mean, most of the time when that happens, it's like a 90-day fiance kind of situation. While you are changing the thumbnail, I suggest the change of the title Roast Fest. Should relationships be? Yeah, I know, instead of reaction. Grab your passports and don't look back. She's in geriatric pregnancy territory, man.
That you're trying to date.
Rather than that like dating coach you follow online who was a nerd before he did a dating coach program, and now he's telling you to like walk up to random women on the street and say hi.
By the way, guys, he's still a fucking loser. I know some of these people.
So she knows some dating coaches. Interesting. I don't think Pettinato is going to get married and have children judging by her potty mouth and attitude. Yeah, I mean, come on, lady. You don't got to sit here and cuss all that much. Be good.
Okay, so I will tell you a story actually about a trip that I was invited on in the beginning of...
Okay, so she was getting flown out to Dubai. Like, this lady's been getting flown out to places, is what this sounds like.
My last relationship. Shout to... you know who you are. The
one that I met?
Did you meet him?
At my birthday?
No.
Oh, okay,
no, that's
different.
the good one.
Okay.
The lore is deep, guys. No, so this guy, we were dating.
It sounds very deep. She's advertising herself poorly. Yeah. Yeah. $1,000 right here. This cost $1,000 to show up.
Dating for like 2 months, and I had a horrifying thing happen at work.
Horror? Okay.
And I was like going through it, and I just made a joke. I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And he was like, I need to too. I'm going to plan a whole trip. I was like, bet, right? Plans a whole trip. He picked the hotel. He picked everything. And then he's like, book your flight. And I'm like, okay, right. I can book my flight. Whatever.
You better do something.
Right.
Where was the flight to? I want to hear about where the destination was.
Oh, it is a red flag, babe, because he ended up being very generous as a person, I will say.
But it's okay. So she didn't want to pay her own airfare. Okay. I mean, I got to hit her one time with this.
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative dowry.
But this trip was a lesson for him because somehow I got roped into a fucking 50-50 trip. Not joking. Every single thing. Like, because I kept going to dinner thinking this man was going to pay for it. So I'm like, okay. And I'm not taking the whole fucking thing on. So I was like, we could split. Because he was picking some ridiculous...
So she edited out a lot of stuff here, but whatever.
Places. And your girl makes money, but I did not mentally prepare to spend thousands of dollars.
You shouldn't go anywhere without mentally preparing to pay and carry your own butt, like just in case, you know?
So I was like a little perturbed for the entire trip. And then when we got back to the city, he had a fucking meltdown in JFK about taking a cab back to the city, and he wanted to take 2 trains. And it was like midnight. And I was like, I'll just get the fucking cab, right? So like, I'm not taking a train, babe. Like, are you really going to do this right now? And we got...
Damn, so she's too good to take a train out here, man. I wish I had Coach's train sound effect. Okay, I get it. So she's just super high class. Like, she can't be amongst the hoi polloi. It's like a train is beneath this woman. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I mean, listen, man. She better be coming with her father. Better have some type of money.
Which one of these broads has the richest father?
Yeah.
Like, lady, how much money do you have for your marriage? How much are you contributing to the marriage? All right, like we need to figure this out. Yo, Mountain Man Tops, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Let's start a $2 super chat train for Shah. Oh man, I appreciate that. Train. Yeah, speaking of trains. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That's going to go into my dowry chest because somebody needs to be saving a dowry out here if these, you know, here we are, right? So, all right. Well, anyways, thank you so much for that. I will try not to spend that all on cigars. Yeah, it's been a while since I had a cigar. That picture, honestly, the AI picture of me smoking a cigar, man, that kind of did something. I was literally looking at this and I was like, man, I was thinking about all this. I was thinking about the cigar I had with Paul Elam. I was thinking about, you know, now I'm thinking about the cigar I had with Coach Greg Adams. And it would just really hit the spot right now. All right, moving in.
Into the cab and he's like,
oh, we got another super chat here with Big Shah. Big up, Shah. Thank you so much, man. I hope y'all are enjoying the show. I mean, you know, for what this podcast is, I think it's kind of educational in some ways. They're certainly not selling marriage to anybody. I'll tell you that. It ain't looking like this problem's going to fix itself. Oh, thank you, iTrevor. Oh, iTrevor, you've already given me way more than I deserve with the $100 super chat at the beginning of the show, which was more than I deserve, but I really appreciate, man. Shout out to you for that. And thank you for this $2. Thank you so much. All right, so this lady's talking about a cab ride from JFK.
and I'm like, so just so you're aware, I don't subscribe to fucking 50-50. And if you were thinking I'm that bitch, we shouldn't date. And he was like, and I was so chill and we had a good...
Okay, there it is. I don't subscribe to 50-50. We just got the truth out of here. All right, so yeah, this isn't like a balanced convo. Like, this lady does not subscribe to 50-50. That answers the question. So the answer is no.
Trip, but like, and I did enjoy him, but I was like, I'm gonna...
Okay, yeah, so I mean, I don't know if that's code for they was, you know, spanking the monkey on the trip.
And make it known that I'm not that girl right here and right fucking now.
Okay, yeah, so she can't sit here and ride trains with the common folk because she is, you know, part of this distinguished aristocracy. She's the daughter of a nobleman, but she has no dowry, sadly.
I have no dowry.
And okay, she doesn't want to contribute nothing.
And he was like surprised. And then I kind of also said something later where I was like, just so you know, that'll like never happen again if you dictate a trip to me ever. And this man turned it around. He became the most generous human being ever, which, by the way, guys, makes women want. I like want.
And the relationship still didn't work, by the way.
Want to shower you with money when you're generous.
Like,
yeah, that's all BS right there. That's the see. That's the I'm gonna want it. Did she say? Okay, I gotta hear this again. I want to shower you with money when you're generous.
He became the most generous human being ever, which, by the way, guys, makes women want. I like want to shower you with money.
Lies. That's more garbage right there. Oh, it's like saying, oh, when you're generous, like I just want to shower you, you know, with the kitty cat. Like, yeah, all right, lady.
When you're generous.
Like, there's nothing less sexy than splitting the bill after dinner and then going to your hotel room.
I don't
trying
to fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're not making love, sir.
Or they smashing on the vacation is the main question here.
I don't want anything to do with you. I'm going to take a bath by myself and go to bed. But yeah, it's just not sexy.
See, that's like the weird threat right there. And honestly, this is how these women are going to end up getting cheated on because you're going to pull that off at one way. And, you know, the guy's going to be very sly about it. He's going to be like, yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. And like at the same time, then, you know, you're going to become one of many, unfortunately. Not that you have to, but if you're going to take this attitude, that's what's going to happen to you.
See, when you have to But that being said, like if you like, I planned a dinner for us. I'm so.
And honestly, like I do like Matt Cross's video. Like what he said about this really makes sense. And it meshes well with what Paul Elam's saying, because test her reaction, watching this, it's actually going to be a fantastic filtering mechanism for essentially women that got problems. These women, like, you actually want to filter these women out right here. You know what I mean?
Excited, and you paid for it.
So he paid and nothing came out of it. Got it. Yeah, exactly. Don't say you don't deserve it, Shah. You are on the front lines representing his homies. Thank you for your service. Man, I appreciate that, man. Shout out to you. I really do. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. July 8th, I will be, on the front lines in this debate, quite literally, because that's what they called it. You know what I'm saying? So, something, interesting stuff is going to be there. Anyways, moving in.
That's a different thing. If you go into that with the intention of paying, but being like sitting there awkwardly with the check sitting on the table, no one's touching it. I don't like, I've always said I never want to feel awkward when the check comes.
Exactly. Then, I don't know, pull out your purse and put something on it,
That's just like my number one rule. I do not want to feel awkward. And if you ever make me feel awkward with a check, then that's it.
See, okay, we haven't got to the marriage part yet, but it's already sounding like she's contributed way less to the marriage than her husband did. So that's what I'm getting from this.
It's just not going to work. And yeah.
Yeah. No, like guys, there is a 5-second rule with a check. Okay. Treat it like a bomb. It has 5 minutes. It has 5 seconds to detonate. They put the check down. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You're not hitting that.
See, and then what happens is they smash, and then they're like, how come he changed after we had sex? Like, this is them setting themselves up for that disappointment. You know what I mean? Like, enough guys deal with this enough times, and then they figure out how to thread the needle. They get in there behind enemy lines, you know what I'm saying? And they hit it a few times. After like the third or fourth time, they're all right. They're like, all right, whatever. This chick is, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're not even feeling her that much anymore. Not enough to put up with the BS. And then all of a sudden she's like, why did he change? I don't know. It's just like, once we started, then all of a sudden he used to be so romantic in the beginning. Then they're going to be complaining. They're going to be complaining about that.
With your eyes, picking it up, looking at it, scanning it immediately. I think you can't afford dinner. I'm worried I'm out with a bum. If you leave it on
then you actually don't know how to like size people up correctly.
The table, by the way, I will play the waiting game with you.
Like I said,
I would actually love to play the waiting game with this woman. I swear to God, it would be a literal staring contest I would have with this woman about the check. The waiter would come by and be like, are y'all ready? I'd be like, no, we need another few minutes. We'll play the waiting game, lady. Don't worry. Goldpill train. Yo, Gio for show. Thank you so much for that. 199 super chat. Man, I appreciate the generosity tonight, man. I really do. We got to keep it going, man. We got stuff coming down the pipeline. We do got stuff coming down the pipeline. I promise you that. The title is clickbait. Yeah. I do wish they had timestamps on this, because at this point, honestly, like what I would have loved to do is just skip forward to their thoughts on marriage, which I don't think we're ever going to get. I mean, it's 18 minutes into this 56-minute conversation, and it's all just been talking about date 1 and 2. Like, get to the marriage part. Like,
rather go to something less expensive and not have to worry about the check than you inviting me somewhere and I feel like I'm on the hook now for half of this meal that I ate. Maybe
like, damn, ladies, are you broke? You got no money? Like, what meal? Like, what are you talking about? So you got a meal and the check is like $180. Like, are you gonna go homeless if you pay $90? Who cares? Just say you don't got the money. You know what I mean? Like, what is the problem here? How expensive are these meals? Like, where are these people going? You going to Roots Chris on your first date? Is it like a $270, $300 meal?
No, quarter of.
I didn't know I was going to have to pay $40. I'm just all dried up now. It doesn't work down there anymore.
Sorry, but I'm going to need the women out there to rise up, because I've heard this story so many times from women and they're like, I felt so uncomfortable. I just paid the check. Put your hand down. because I will sit
No matter what, they're going to lose. You're going to have to pay at least your stuff on. Like if you sit there and you try to. Now, granted, if the guy's a simp and he's going to just be weak about it, yeah, he's just going to pay for everything. But if you guys actually sit there for a long ass time and somebody's going to, if you're going to play this game of chicken, you are going to have to pay something because technically you ordered your food. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen. Their only threat is that they're not going to have sex with you. Like, okay, fine, so be it. Like it was already destroyed way before this game of chicken anyways, you know?
there and we will go to jail for skipping out on the bill with me.
No, you will go to jail because I'll pay my portion and then you're going to be in the back washing dishes. All right? You'll be back into your gender role real quick. All right?
I'm Anna, I'm dead serious. You take me out on a fucking second date. This is
This lady's got to stop cussing, man.
Won't somebody
Come on,
please
lady.
think of the children?
Like, what are you doing?
when you're supposed to be seducing me, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And you let the check sit there for 20 minutes. We're going.
So you're telling me this lady has sat at a dinner table and the check has sat there for 20 minutes? That's hella funny.
To jail. I'm not paying for it.
I know. It's in the moment you're like, I just want to get out of there. So you just want to put your card down and be
This is a funny conversation.
done with it.
Yeah.
But I do think like maybe there are guys out there that's their scheme.
It is.
And they're trying to get dinners from women.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. The women are scamming the ladies now. Peter Wright, thank you so much for that $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Shout out to you, man. I think all the super chats we got on this, I'm able to now pay 50% of a bill on a nice dinner with one of these amazing ladies right here. So thanks to all your super chats, I can now pay my 50% of the bill. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for that $10. I really appreciate that, Peter, with the funny meme or the funny dancing thing.
I totally went out with a scammer once, and he's
Is
like,
this the Tindler
Come on, man. I thought y'all are supposed to be good at picking people.
swindler guy?
yeah,
This is the matchmaker.
and he like it was once, and I totally went out with a scammer once, and he's
Is
like,
this the Tindler swindler guy?
yeah, and he
The Tinder swindler
like
guy?
it was kind of more on a friendly basis, but he was like, oh, I got robbed on the subway. And I can't, and he was like, I'm at the bar downstairs from your building. Can you pay for this? Because I don't have my wallet.
That's hella funny.
And I was just thinking, oh, okay, yeah. It was just so awkward. But looking back, that was the oldest scam in the book, getting robbed in the subway.
Dude, I had a guy do that to me. We went on a lunch date and he picked the place and it was like an egregious place. Midtown lunches are just not $20, guys. And at the end of the meal, I don't have my wallet. And I smiled at him. And he was like, I had such a good time with you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like smiling.
It's funny because it's like, it's like they're just pulling the same crap on them on the other end. But okay, yeah, she's the tough gal. So let's see what she did.
Literally looked at this man like, I am going to fuck you. You're my husband. And I ghosted him so hard. He didn't know what the hell hit him.
Okay, so she paid the tab is what I'm hearing.
Well, who paid for it?
Obviously, I had to.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's fantastic. Oh my God. You know what? Maybe he didn't care that you ghosted him. Have you thought of that? Like maybe he didn't give a damn. And what if it's that guy that's got like the 5 or 6 women on the line? This guy obviously didn't care. And listen, for this woman to get scammed by that guy, all the stuff she was talking about earlier about the men choosing the wrong women and they just want the kitty. This woman probably fell prey to the same stuff. I mean, the guy probably was really attractive. She liked the guy. Like, you don't go this far down the alley and make it to behind the dumpster without making some stupid decisions on the way, right? So it's like, I think she's kind of guilty of the same stuff she's accusing the guys of. Seducing by paying the check. Yeah, like, it just sounds so bad, right? That kind of seems professional business to me. Yeah, exactly. Good point, Klaus. I already called them out for being professionals. I hear in Australia, couples are struggling to live on a $200,000 household income. And and I don't know how that's possible. Seriously, learn how to budget. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, what the hell's going on? And I wonder who's making the bulk of that $200,000. I got an image of the woman not paying for her meal. Let's see this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this is what's about to happen right here. I paid for my half. So yeah, take her away. I'm just gonna enjoy a second cigar. Thank you for that, iTrevor. Love the AI images, man. Real-time AI images, too good. Dude showed up, realized what popper trash she was, and thought, I ain't paying for this ditch. So he pulled the scam and was glad she ghosted him. Exactly. Like, the part they're not putting here is if a man expects you to pay 50-50 too, like, you know, at a certain point, especially on a first date, then maybe you should wonder why he's willing to take that chance and sabotage all the chances to be with you, you know?
And by the way, I was 24, guys. Lesson learned. Now I'm going to be like, oh my God, I forgot
I wonder how old she is now.
mine too. I guess we're going to jail.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll see you in a minute and just leave.
I will literally leave that man there now. Like,
Her plan's gonna fail the minute the guy looks at the waiter and says, I'll take separate checks. As soon as he says, give us separate checks, they're gonna go there, they're gonna give her one check, they're gonna give the guy one check. And the guy's gonna pay his check, and then she's gonna go to jail. Like, that's it.
That's what people should do. If a guy does this to you, just get up and leave.
Okay, now you're officially, this is a bad idea. Even she's looking at the camera like, this is kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, don't get up and leave, people. You have officially committed a dine and dash robbery. Don't do this. Looks like she met our chat gamer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, gamer is from the chat, and he has like 8 kids. Looks like she met our chat gamer dude. Where is that guy at when we need to question him? Exactly. I wish I could learn how to create such AI art. Which platform? Dan the man. All right, moving in.
Literally.
Yo, Dan the man, if you could please share with iTrevor which AI platform you're using for these amazing images, that would be really great.
Like, that is so fucking tired and lame and unsexy. You're trying to test me, babe.
And
you test the wrong one.
You can tap with your phone.
Oh, yeah, you can tap with your... I've had
No excuses.
girls... Guys, this...
I mean, see, these women have not paid enough checks in their lives to understand how this goes down. Like, just ask for separate checks. She's screwed at that point. At the beginning, tell the waitress separate checks up front. Then the woman knows she's paying her bill. Watch how she orders then as opposed to how she would when you were paying. Yeah, exactly. I mean, man.
This has to be addressed. I've gone out with girlfriends that are the takers from men, right? It's okay to do that on a date with a man.
You cannot do that to your friend.
Do not fucking do that to me.
I have friends like that too.
Well,
okay, so literally her own friends, she says, are the takers from men. So these are the people she keeps company with, and we're supposed to believe she's any better?
Girlfriends. I've had girls, guys, this has to be addressed. I've gone out with girlfriends that are the takers from men, right? It's okay to do that on a date with a man.
You cannot do that to your friend.
Do not
It's okay. Hold on, she's snitching on herself. It's okay to do that on a date with a man, being a taker and basically screwing them, but it's not okay to do it to your fellow sisters.
You can do that to me.
I have friends like that too.
Well, first of all, they're not my friends anymore.
Me neither. Well, they're like,
So if they're not good enough to be her friends, like, why is it okay for them to do that to a man? That's not okay. And that's honestly potentially, like, that could be endangering behavior. Like, if some guy, like, if you're sitting here trying to scam a guy and he figures it out, like, it's just bad for everybody. Like, don't do that. Like, gosh, like, don't create problems for yourself. It's not okay to do that to anybody. These are the people that talk about equality and partner.
Takers from addressed. I've gone out with girlfriends that are the takers from men, right? It's okay to do that on a date with a man.
you cannot do that to your friend.
Do not fucking do that to me.
I have friends like that too.
Well, first of all, they're not my friends anymore.
Me neither. Well, they're like, oh, we should grab dinner soon. I'm like, no, we should not.
Oh my God, I don't even reply to that text. I am the heaviest ghoster of shitty friends. I will ghost a shitty man. I will ghost a shitty friend.
There seems to be a common denominator situation going on with this woman.
And, like, you'll just never hear from me again.
I'm starting to understand why this podcast is titled MissJudged instead of Mrs. Judged, but okay.
People think I died.
No, honestly, I love that because I think so many...
Man, like, this lady, yeah, she's not going to be like, never sign a contract of anything with this lady. Like, this ain't working out.
Many people let relationships linger that do not serve them. And it's hard to break up with a friend. I think almost hard.
That is literally the opposite from what she said at the beginning. That woman going on a date for a meal ticket. Yeah, there's this ain't looking good.
Harder than to break up with a relationship.
Oh my God, I had like an absolute crash out earlier, actually. Guys, this is a little aside.
Okay, and she's kind of emotionally unstable. All right, let's hear about the crash out.
I ended up...
God, I can't help but think what Raymond Thoughts in Mind would be like reacting to like this very video. All right, shout out to Raymond Thoughts in Mind.
Doing a series for Vanity Fair, and it came out. It surprised me yesterday. Somebody randomly sent it to me. Vanity Fair...
That's huge.
...is like... First of all, it's owned by Condé Nast, which owns Vogue. It's on the same fucking floor as Vogue.
Stop cussing, lady.
And do you know how many people congratulated me that saw it?
I didn't see it, but congratulations. That's amazing.
I literally put it in my close friends thing, and only one of my friends said something. And I was sitting over here like, okay, surveillance team.
Okay, so your own friends don't even like you, basically. Like she doesn't even have friends. Like all she has is frenemies. Like this lady she can't even cultivate a actual same-sex friendship in her life. This is bad. And I think the other lady that's her co-host is a little scared of her.
Amazing.
Congratulating me?
Like she didn't want her to crash out again. So she's like, oh, well, let me just congratulate you now.
That saw it?
I didn't see it, but...
See, I didn't see it, but congratulations. This lady looks like she's like a hostage right now. This lady did not want to be, I don't know, she got kind of like emotionally bullied into becoming the co-host of this show with this lady right here.
It's amazing.
I literally put it in my close friends thing, and only one of my friends said something.
How sad is that? Damn.
And I was sitting over here like, okay, surveillance team. It is. You're not my friends. You're my surveillance team now.
This doesn't, but it doesn't look good. Like this is making you look bad, lady.
In the actual magazine?
She looks...
No, it's a series.
She freaking looks full on BPD. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Something going on here.
Series. It was like they did a 30-minute long interview with me.
Oh, it's like video. Oh, that's so cool.
On their YouTube.
All right, shout out to you.
Super fucking cool.
About this podcast or about
no,
your
it was about famous wedding moments in like movies. So they had me like say it was fun. But
okay, I almost want to find that, but that's doing too much. Let's leave this lady alone, man. I think I'm about ready to wrap this up, guys. I'm going to put a poll in the chat real quick to see how the folks feel about this. Should we keep going here or switch to another video? Switch. More pain. All right, start poll. Okay, guys, I just got to breathe for a second. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to process, some of what I've heard basically in this last, 25 minutes or whatever it's been of this video. I don't buy the tough gal act. I think this woman folds the minute someone puts her in her place. And honestly, like, yeah, I mean, she's going to fold. This looks like a folder right here. Just gotta say. Yo, Mountain Man with another super chat. Shout out to the Knicks and Dalen Brunson, MVP. Shout out to the Knicks out there. Man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate all the super chats tonight, guys. That really hypes me up, man. And I don't know, it just makes me feel really cool and like, a super streamer guy. Maybe someday, we'll have a few hundred folks in here. That'd be pretty tight, You never know, anything's possible. Set your mind to it. Yeah. Did I learn anything in the last 25 minutes? I mean, this is kind of like data gathering, anecdotal data. In one sense, I want to say like their podcast almost it kind of deserves more views because it's kind of egregious in some ways, I do kind of want to see some of like bigger content creators that I watch kind of like react to this because I think it's kind of funny, you know what I mean? So in some ways, like, I don't know. I don't want to be like too hard on them. I guess it's kind of too late for that though. But this is they certainly, I don't know if they're playing a character, but they play their role well here as far as this entertainment thing goes, if you want to call it that. Take a processing break and play Driving Off. Yes, man, fantastic idea. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to play Driving Off Alone from the special Goldpill album here. Shout out to Driving Off Alone. Please remind me who made this one. Forgive me for forgetting. Here it goes, Driving Off Alone, Legends. Yeah, we need the processing break, guys. This was too much. Looks like Switch is leading on the poll. I think we're just gonna have to go with that. Like, I am just freaking... Part of me is just like almost exhausted. Like just trying to sit here and deconstruct the literal womanese that we've been subjected to. I'm not gonna have sex. Well, she used a different word. I'm not gonna F you if I have to pay the bill. Man, that's too good right here. Man, thank you so much for the 28 likes. We got $97.90 of super chat revenue tonight, man. That's freaking awesome. It's like I gotta breathe, man. It's like I've been sitting here just like I feel like I just got waterboarded having to watch this video, man. That was crazy. I mean, I know I'm blessed to be here, but damn, God forgive me for cussing, Skip to 60% through. All right, Trevor, you may as well be the entire sponsor of the show today, so I'll do that for you. Let's switch to the MHD video. All right, listen, I'm going to go 60% through. We're going to listen to another 2 minutes of it. And depending on what happens, then we're going to switch. Okay, let's go ahead and just do that. 60% say switch, 40% say more pain. All right, some of you guys are masochists. All right. Man, this song's too good. We got another 30 seconds on it. We'll go back. We're going to move in 60% per iTrevor's request. Then if it's more of the same, then bin it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do that. Yo, Mr. Pitt, shout out to you, brother. Good to see you, man. Avalanche, the legend. This is female brain rot, though, for show. Yeah, it is. For real, it is. I have to admit, it's kind of interesting how both started to tell on themselves when talking long enough. I know, it really happened. It really happened that way. Raymond would have a stroke. We need to protect Raymond. Don't send a listener. Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's just keep this one on the quiet. All right, guys. All right, back to the video. They must be gluttons for punishment. I know. Geo for show. Women talk about the emotional toll they go through, but forgot the emotional toll men deal with listening to this every day. I know, right? Exactly. Brute Man with the 300, I believe that, please correct me if I'm wrong on the currency. That looks like 300 Indian rupees. Shout out to the 300 Indian rupees in the chat right now. And to Brute Man, 1986. Man, I just appreciate how many folks we got just internationally. The gold pill is a global movement. It really is, right? And I know it's a thing in the Spanish manosphere too. Shout out to D'Augusta and the other folks out there in the Spanish manosphere. Talut Bora, the other folks. I think they understand this, very well. Shout out to the folks out here. Thank you so much. This is a terrible podcast, Shah. Can we read something about dowry ethos from Peter Wright's website? Okay, listen, Brute Man, 60%. We're gonna do one more minute of this, and then we're gonna move in. We promise. All right. Not gonna lie, I'm going to watch the whole video just to see how far they're going down. I would actually be appreciative, Klaus, if you did, kind of let me know what happened in the rest of it. Yes, 300 Indian rupees, Shah. I'm from India, and that's around $2.50 US. Thank you. Well, thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. Big up the rupees. Shout out to my Legend of Zelda friends out there. Okay, guys. All right, so 22 minutes. All right, let's go to about 38 minutes, and we're going to watch it clear to about 40. All right, let me just take a draught of water. Okay, we got smiles. I really regret not like chopping up some fruit here because like I need some kind of sugar, but we're gonna be okay.
But you know, I don't. You know what? Maybe I don't like 50-50 marriages. Maybe I don't. But
Oh my God! So this was supposed to be the 50-50 lady, and now she's saying maybe I don't like it. Trevor, you just saved us hell of time. Like, okay, so both of them don't like 50-50. We got to the bottom of the mystery here.
you know, I don't know if I'm in a 50-50 marriage by your definition then, because we do.
Okay, hold on. We're talking about the marriage.
It just should be we feel good in the relationship. We got to stop overthinking everything, right?
Okay, yeah, this is just more, sleight of hand to get you to pay for more stuff. It's about if we feel good in the relationship.
But if I'm pregnant and we're out to dinner, I barely got my shoes on these feet, right? I'm hanging on by a fucking thread. I don't fit into any of my clothes.
See, this is just like some like most extremist level stuff. Like, man, nobody's leaving you hanging while you're pregnant. Like, quit making it seem that drastic.
I'm not feeling like myself. It's called my fucking uterus.
You know what? Maybe
Actually, you just bought a dowry. It's called my
Oh,
fucking...
shoot, they mentioned it. Hold up.
It's me to put my credit card down. Actually, you just bought a dowry. It's called my fucking uterus.
Okay, see that right there? This is what women who don't have a dowry say.
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative dowry.
When women default to this, it's my... And by the way, when the divorce happens, they take the kids too. No, your uterus is not your dowry, lady. Like, you don't hold a candle to your ancestors. Your grandma was like 100 times the woman that this woman is today. Look at this.
You know what? I'm not feeling like myself. And now you're going to ask me to put my credit card down. Actually, you just bought a dowry. It's called my fucking uterus.
You just bought a dowry? Hold on a second. Is she even using the word right?
We're out to dinner. I barely got my shoes on these feet, right? I'm hanging on by a fucking thread. I don't fit into any of my clothes. I'm not feeling like myself. And now you're going to ask me to put my credit card down. Actually, you just bought a dowry. It's called my fucking uterus.
It said you just bought a dowry. What do you mean you just bought a dowry and it's my uterus? Like, are you confusing it with bride price? See, I think she's confusing it.
There was a dowry or a bride price.
See, these people need to get their terms right. All right, man. Where's our brother from India? Brute Man, I have a special article that I'm going to read to you. And in the article, it's from Italy. One of these ladies must be Italian, probably. That's our guess. Somebody in the thing. I know that is a soundbite right there. Honestly, we got a lot of sound bites from this. Yeah, we did get a lot of sound bites. And it's going to define what a dowry is. So let's go and clear up this lady's confusion right here. She does not know what she's on about. All right, where's my media? All right. Okay. All right, here goes. All right, check this out. This is from the New York Times, all right? Italy is reforming family laws to bar dowries, child marriage. Okay, December 5th, 1971, by the way. All right, so this is from the New York Times right there. You can see it on the URL. Okay, now we can get to the part that, you know what? Let's read the whole thing, just for the fun of it. Y'all can hear about the early age of marriage that they used to do in Italy. Okay, this is a digitized version of an article from the Times print archive. All right. Rome, December 4th. The Chamber of Deputies this week approved a reform of family law that proclaims full equality of the sexes and is bound to have a profound impact on the Italian way of life. All right, moving in. The proposed legal changes would do away with child marriages, the age-old institution of the dowry. You hear that? Age-old. Discrimination against children born out of wedlock, and other archaic provisions that are still in force. This is 1971, by the way. Promoters of the reform, which was spearheaded by women legislators, and I bet you they were this kind of woman.
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative dowry.
Yeah, I bet that was them. Say it will thoroughly modernize the patriarchal structures of the Italian family. Man, this is where Vatican City is, especially the southern Italian family, with its domineering husbands and fathers. 1 second. I let that go too far. The reform bill is the product of close collaboration between militant Roman Catholics and communists and the Chamber's Justice Committee. The body passed the draft legislation 29-3 with one abstention Wednesday. The bill needs no further consideration by the full chamber and was sent back to the Senate, where it had already been discussed for a final vote. Rapid enactment is expected. Commenting on the chamber committee vote, Nilda Jyoti, a communist, said that the new regulations would give Italy at last a system of family law based on human and social principles, because they were just so terrible before. Maria Elena Martini, a Christian Democrat, said that the new bill aimed at, I think that's bridging, the gap between real life and the law. Okay, we had a cultural change. Mrs. Martini and Mrs. Jyoti, widow of Palmiro Togliatti, the late Communist Party leader, took leading parts in writing the new legislation. Formally, the new norms revised the articles of the Italian Civil Code relating to the family. The code was completely overhauled for the last time in 1942 when the fascist government instilled its authoritarian ideology into the law book. The new bill appears to take it for granted that divorce, which was introduced in Italy only 1 year ago, is here to stay. See, I mean, this is when people talk about marriage today, like it's been thoroughly destroyed already, by the way. Just to let y'all know. Okay. This is significant because Roman Catholic groups are campaigning for a referendum on repeal of the divorce law. Negotiations between the church-backed Christian Democratic Party and pro-divorce parties on amendments to the divorce legislation that would avoid a referendum are underway. The proposed revision would make it harder to obtain a court decree dissolving a marriage, but would uphold the principle that marriage be ended by divorce. Okay, yeah, divorce ain't going away. All right, folks. The new family bill sets 18 years for both sexes as the minimum age of marriage. The minimum age may be lowered to 16 years only for grave reasons, the bill provided. At present, the minimum age for marriage in Italy is 14 for men and 12 for women. So that's what they were doing in Italy up until the 70s. All right, moving on. The legislative reform also gives formal recognition to premarital counseling without making it mandatory. The new bill would strike from the civil code a set of articles concerning the dowry, the usage of the bride's portion. All right, now we're going to get to the definition of dowry, everybody. That's what these ladies need to know. All right, this is what a dowry is. It's not your uterus. This is what it is. The usage of the bride's portion, property brought into marriage as a gift to the bridegroom, that's the husband, as a gift to the husband, that's not the uterus, lady, is still being practiced in Italian upper-class families, but women's movements abhor it as demeaning. And by the way, this is in the 70s. Upper-class people are still doing it, but this was up and down. Remember, we got articles of the Pope handing out dowries to dowerless women who otherwise could not get married because they were too poor to. Okay? Here comes the feminism. But women's movements abhor it as demeaning. Instead, the proposed legislation, you know, it's just so funny that they view this as demeaning. Meanwhile, we're watching this, like that podcast with these two ladies talking was by and large demeaning to men. Like 90% of their conversation was just like crap talking men. But all right, here we go. Instead, the proposed legislation foresees voluntary establishment of a fund to sustain the burdens of marriage to be administered jointly by husband and wife. See, look, like, listen, this was the plan, right? The plan was, you know, both of y'all are working, and I have this from a few different articles, but all right, you know, oh, the dowry's demeaning, women, you know, equality, women work now. The point was that you would both contribute to this community property, right? And prior to that, their contribution was their dowry, which was frankly their inheritance, or they saved up for it if they were, you know, not from a family that was middle class or upper middle class or very well-to-do. So that was the promise. It's been a complete disaster. Okay. Under the new bill, the wife would no longer replace her own surname with her husband. They were doing this in Italy with her husband's, but would add her husband's name to her own. Legally, all Italian married women will therefore soon have double names. Isn't that crazy? Like 1970s Italy. Like that's where it was going down. It's not like some 2014 to 2026 stuff. They were already doing this. I wonder if they were hyphenating them. Okay, yeah, so they'll have double names. The reform would increase the cases where one party or both may petition for annulment of their marriage. One of the proposed new reasons for annulment is the existence of sexual deviations that impede normal conjugal relations. The new bill would give equal rights to husband and wife with regard to the education of their children and to property. So yeah, anyways, that's our fun article for tonight. Shout out to that. Real quick, I'll be right back. I need 40 seconds, guys. I'll get to the chats.
Yeah. She coming with nothing. Yeah. Deadbeat vibes. Let's go. Deadbeat woman, no bag, no dowry. Think she the table, but she just a story. Bringing no bread.
I'm back. I just wanted to let Mimi inside. She's cool. All right. Anyways, yeah. All right. Let's just get to the part where she says she doesn't do 50-50 and just call it on this.
You know what? Maybe I don't like 50-50 marriages. Maybe I don't. But you know what? I don't.
Man, so she's married for a year. Her husband's probably finding this out now. Like, this does not bode well. But whatever.
I don't know if I'm in a
By the way, people are using this lady as a matchmaker, but okay.
50-50 marriage by your definition then, because we do split rent and utilities and things. But if
okay, she split rents and utilities.
It's me somewhere, he pays. If I invite him somewhere, I pay.
Okay.
And his stuff is
cool. Okay.
usually more expensive than because he likes fish concerts and Knicks games and things, and I'm going to like Shabbat dinners. But so maybe, I don't know. That's kind of how we figured it out. So it's not exactly to the dollar. We don't necessarily keep track. I mean, there were trips where he was like, okay, like I paid for this, like this was a lot. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? It was like equal. And then he would show me the numbers and I realized like, okay, I guess he did pay a lot more. So I try to be more, thoughtful about that. But we don't do that. Like that was early on in the vacations where he was kind of tracking things. We don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because we've kind of just learned a groove to, I pay this time, you pay that time. And that just kind of worked. But like if I get a big payday and I'm feeling generous, I want to treat him.
Dude, New York is the city of the spreadsheet man. Okay.
Okay, so they're in New York.
I
He's
get
such
it.
a spreadsheet guy.
Oh my
It's
God.
so funny.
Look, I am with the spreadsheet king, and I'm just like, I don't subscribe. Girl math, like, I don't know what you're talking about. It rounds out even, whatever. But I don't believe in living life to
Girl math. Okay, yeah. I mean,
like be held to these extreme standards. Like
how would you, 50-50 is an extreme standard to this lady. That's something.
Really don't. I think at a certain point, it really removes the romance. We can be very...
Yeah, we're good off the romance. That's cool. Don't worry about that.
Pragmatic about money. And
yes, you should be pragmatic about money. That's good.
Be smart about it in a marriage, and we can contribute what we can contribute. And I do think if you're going to have a situation where you want the other person to contribute, I'm sorry, a ratio should come into play where...
Okay, yeah, no, see, that ain't going to work. I mean, you better have something you put in here.
This person makes X amount. This person makes 2x less. That means they're contributing to...
I know she did an episode on prenups. I don't know if I'm going to go back and watch that, but maybe the ratio thing can work if the prenup has that built in terms of who gets what from the community property of the marriage. Like, okay, that's your ratio. That's the ratio you're going to walk away from. Like, that you're going to walk away from this in terms of what you get out of the pool. Nothing from the assets before, whatever we grow together, that's your cut.
2x less. That is the standard if you want a 50-50. It should be on par with what they're making. And I've had this conversation with partners that literally were like, no, we're going to do the exact same dollar amount. I'm like, bitch, no.
Yeah, I think that's
absolutely
a scam.
not. That's a fucking scam.
I think it's a scam. Okay. Yeah, I mean, sounds like she's contributing less to her marriage.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that is a really...
But she kind of quite literally said before this about like her husband saying he contributed more, so she needs to pay, and she did. But now she's saying that's a scam.
A good way for the woman to end up broke.
100%. And that's why I think
Yeah, you end up broke when you make no money.
a lot of people are out here, and I see a lot of like heavy male influencers subscribing to this 50-50. My wife held me down when I had like, shut up, because we all know that she is probably the force behind the scenes why you even got successful. And are you treating her like a
Yeah, okay. Good one. This is my dowry. The kitty cat. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, man. I'm trying to see what these books are. Oh, those are the books from the background. They literally put it there. That's hilarious. Nice, man.
queen now because she held you down? Probably not. Got successful. And are you treating her like a queen now because she held you down? Probably not. You're probably still taking her to dinner, asking her to pay her 50%. And
this lady's just like, I don't know. She's just tripping. I think.
I'm sorry. I don't want to fuck you if I feel like you have a debit in your head of every single thing I'm running up because
So see, she's planning on using sex as a weapon. And like this is predicated on the assumption that men can't do that back. You know, it's like, what if the man was like, listen, unless you contribute, like, I don't feel like having sex with you. And to the guys out there that are like, well, you know, when a woman makes more, my pee-pee doesn't work anymore. Y'all just need to, there's something wrong with you. Like, you got to figure out why your thing doesn't work when that happens. That's a real you problem. I'm just going to say, if you're one of those guys, you got serious issues that you need to figure out. You know, and it's like, men need to be able to pull this same crap. All right, yeah, nobody's going to get it. And then that'll be that. Like, you have to put the same damn wall on there and push back, basically. It's a double standard. Listen to her and how she calculates. She says they can't be held to the same standard they actually hold men to. Exactly. And then on the other end of this, you're going to have to hear about all the independence and this and that and we're equal partners. Lady, you're about to be 40. It does seem that way. Yeah. I mean, she looks like she's comfortably in her 30s. Told you it's going to get interesting the more they talk. Yeah, I mean, they've basically aired it all out. I can't believe the delusion in this video. Like, just wow. Even India's fertility rate is 1.9. In big Indian cities, the fertility rate is less than 1.5 kids per woman, which is as bad as Italy, Greece, etc., and going in the direction of South Korea and Japan. Yeah, and the other thing is, too, is kids being born out of wedlock. You know, almost 60% of kids, here, I'll double check this, but almost 60% of kids that are born in France are born out of wedlock. Like, isn't that something? Let's see. Children born out of wedlock in Europe, list by country. All right, here we go. Look at this. Okay, Iceland, almost 70% of kids are born out of wedlock. France, 62% of kids in France are... Hey, look, my cat's jumping up here. Hey, buddy. We'll get you some screen time. There you go. All right. Okay, 62% of kids are born out of wedlock. Like, what marriage? It's gone, people. It's bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this big talk about my uterus is my dowry, like this is the end state for them. They're just going to have a kid out of wedlock. They're not going to get nothing, you know what I mean? Or they're going to get some minimal. They're going to cohabitate with some boyfriend, or they're not going to. It's going to last a couple years. That's what's happening on the ground. Norway is 58%. Sweden's 55%. Denmark, 54%. Over half the kids in all these places. Belgium, 52%. Bulgaria. I thought those people are supposed to be more traditional. 60%. Am I reading this backwards? Are these actually percentages of kids that are born in wedlock? Tell me I'm reading this backwards. Across the European Union, approximately 42% of children are born outside of marriage, signaling a major shift in family structures. Rates vary heavily by region. Northern and Western European countries generally feature the highest percentages. Okay. The share of out-of-wedlock births across Europe is... Okay, this is out-of-wedlock births. I just wanted to make sure because it sounds so nutty. You know what I mean? Bulgaria, 60%. Slovenia, I thought these were the people that were holding tradition. Estonia, 53%. Czech Republic, 48%. Slovakia, 41%. Belarus is doing okay, 13%. Shout out to them. Portugal, 57%. Spain, 47%. Italy, 28%. Well, hey, that's pretty, comparatively right. I guess it's kind of high, but that was what the U.S. was in like the late 70s. Greece, 16.5. Turkey, 2. Okay, well, yeah, Turkey's, a little different there. All right, shout out to that. Interesting facts there. Guys, yeah, I think we might need to pull the plug on this.
At some point, I had this conversation with the current partner, and he was like,
What the current partner?
What if you became like Alex Cooper level successful? Would you still want me to go out and work? Because like I couldn't even earn anywhere near what she's making. And I was like, I love that you think I can be that successful. Like it will happen, guys.
That's cute.
But I would still want my man to contribute and work.
Okay, that's a good question. So if the woman earns more.
See, and then it's kind of backwards. It's like, then you should be contributing too without complaining about it.
Which women are out earning men and they're graduating college more and all of that. So if the woman's earning more, does the man
should contribute more? Like bring up, okay, please be consistent with your ratio stuff.
Contribute less, but equal to, what his salary is compared to hers.
Okay, so I actually had this conversation with a woman I know who's a managing director at a bank. And if you guys don't know, they make a shit ton of money. And she is like, I'm very aware that I'll probably always be the breadwinner in a scenario. And I was like, how does that make you feel? And she was like, well, I'm just aware of the fact that I'll be the breadwinner. And I'm okay with my husband being home with the kids and not working. And I was like, oh my.
Yeah, okay. That just sounds like a decent, normal human being right there. But like this lady's head's about to like just split in half over that.
God, I said this to my partner and he was like, what the fuck? I was like, I wouldn't be able to fuck you. Like, if you're my nanny.
Man, there's something like she's kind of got like prawn brain. Like she's got a lot of like perverted prawn brain stuff going on with her. Like her brain just instantly goes to that. So I don't know, like there's clearly other women that would still be able to coitus with you, even if they're the breadwinner, so to speak. Like this person right here just got stuff going on is what this sounds like to me.
And I'm out having headaches all the time and dealing with all this stuff. And you're just like sitting at home having like a fun time with the kids where I'm missing out on every fucking.
Quite literally every man who's a provider's experience for their entire life. Like that's literally what men put up with. Yeah. Dealing with headaches from work, not being able to see the kids as often as you because they're out there paying for all this stuff. Like, yeah, that's what it is,
Milestone because I'm the one that has to hold it down. I would be so resentful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, and this is why what Matt Cross puts in his video, which I recommend everybody watches, makes so much sense because testing her reaction on this is going to filter out a woman that you should definitely not get married to. Like I actually really appreciate this video. You know what I mean? I really do. It makes so much sense. I'm going to share it in the chat one more time. It's like on the other end, there's a woman who works as a banker and she's got her head screwed on right?
And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman. As
you know what I'm
older,
saying?
I'm gonna teach you tricks on how to find a dumb lady.
Like women and it's not even about really them paying for everything or being the main breadwinner. It's just about finding someone who's not like this lady right here.
I'm the one that has to hold it down.
You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of nicely filter that woman out. So that's good. Yeah, those types will be so resentful no matter what happens. Exactly. That's exactly true. Man, I know, like, okay, Trevor, I want to say thank you for encouraging me to continue watching this video because we just pulled out. I think I think we got what we needed out of this video at this point. It's just like watching a dam break, like you're just hopefully somewhere high up and you're just like watching this. And it's like, oh my God, like the spectacle of it all. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Base FZZ. Shout out to Base. Always a pleasure. It is odd that her warm apple pie can be activated or deactivated based on who is useful to her. That's kind of its own complex, but psychologists aren't looking into it. Exactly. Like there's something really not right about that she really needs to do some searching in. So thank you for that, honestly. And I think the red pill space and the men's space has done a pretty good job in deconstructing that. This host chick, you couldn't pay me to get with her. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. At a certain point, a dowry probably.
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative
Oh
dowry.
my God. Women are not out earning men. They have reached just wage parity in some locations. And it is primarily by paying HR departments more than the real workers, LOL. Thank you for that, Daniel. Appreciate that. Boys, these women out here are almost all like this. Listen to Don Tavius. I know, Don Tavius got it right.
You gotta stay gaming, bruh. Don't focus on no girl. Just stay gaming.
And now she is against proportional contributions. Exactly. Like, see, that the double standard is the issue here. And this woman exemplifies that so well. I did watch this wanting to hear something that made sense. I think her co-host is just kind of trying to agree with her because she knows this woman is a little on the edge, so to speak. Like, I actually believe that the co-host is a little bit like more normal. And like when she's probably there with her husband, I think they kind of got it figured out. I think she's just sort of agreeing with this lady because she doesn't like, this lady's like just very black and white. Like, you know, she's just going to lose it. She's going to then ghost her or get pissed off or get resentful about it. The whole podcast is going to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? So I think the other one is kind of held hostage a little bit. Not trying to make a victim backstory for her, but I mean, is there something going on?
I would be so resentful.
Yeah.
See, like this lady, I think this lady is sitting here right now and she's just like, man, I think she's questioning her decisions with this whole thing.
I mean, I guess I can go both ways, but the relationship with a woman and their child is different than a man with a child. But I honestly wouldn't mind if my husband wanted to stay home and raise our child.
Okay, shout out to you. Shout out to you for going there.
And but things, I work from home too. So it's not like I go to the office, and if he wanted to take a step back from his business and be more of the caregiver, I'd rather him take care of our child than a nanny.
Yeah.
So I get, I just.
Yeah, but that doesn't even jive with what she was just saying earlier.
But that being said, you're right. I'd be a little bit jealous if I was missing some of the milestones.
You're missing every.
Yeah, I think she's just kind of leaning into it. Yep, kids out of wedlock raised by the government and government schools and daycare. This is exactly what Marx and the communists wanted, the dissolution of the family as an institution. When they pulled out that dowry card, man, it came crashing down. Someone needs to let her current partner know what she's up to. I know. Yeah, I was just going some of these past ones. Pet Nato is probably the Italian, judging by her name and appearance. Thanks for the Italian dowry article, though. No worries, man. I like sharing the sources. I mean, I like it when I find it. It's kind of like excavating and you find like a gem or something and you're like, ooh, this is cool when you find something like that. Guys, I think we made it to the end of this one right here. What are we at on time? Let me just look at that real quick. We're at about 2 hours and 21 minutes. Yeah, we're at about 2 hours and 21 minutes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, Dan the Man shared this one, and I haven't actually watched the video, but you know what? Honestly, this one's about 26 minutes. We might not watch all of it because I might keep this to around 3 hours. Let's watch the Matt Cross video because it's kind of directly related to this, right? And let's just see what Matt's got to say about it, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then that'll be the last one on there. Women talk about men holding other men's behavior accountable, but this interview proves women don't hold other women accountable when they are out of line. Yeah, I think so. The other woman kind of looks like she's held hostage. She's probably like, dang, why did I don't know. I think she's questioning things. All right, hand her the bill. Make her pay. Matt Cross, 33 Secrets.
Hand her
just on Paul Elam's show last week. Okay, moving in.
The bill. Make her pay for dinner and see what kind of reaction you get from her. Okay, and the reason why I want you guys to start doing this on your dates, now obviously do not do this on the first date. Okay, don't do it on the first date. I'm going to tell you, I can't even tell you how many guys I've seen screw up a otherwise good thing by just going way too alpha and refusing to pay for anything on the first date, not even a coffee, use your brain. That's just dumb, okay? And the chick will hold that against you for as long as she knows you, right? So whatever the first date is, pay for it, okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. Trust me, I've gone all the routes. Pay for the first date. I've learned my lesson. So you pay for the first date, or at least the first dinner, right? But even on that date, say you go somewhere else after dinner. Say you go to a movie, okay? You go to the movie. Prime example, when you're in line and you're about to get tickets, just say, before you even get to the counter, just say, all right, grab the 7:30 showing. She'll look at you, oh, okay. Ah. Don't flinch, don't go, is that okay? Do you mind? No, don't say anything. Because
this is where the psychological pause comes in. You remember the lady in the last video was like, we're going to sit there, we're both going to go to jail, right? Little game of chicken going on here.
Then she'll get mad if you do that. You have to hold frame. Everything about women is about holding frame and not worrying about her reaction. Okay, you're just being fair and seeing how she reacts. Or say all you did was go to dinner and then you go out with her again, and say you're at dinner the second date, okay, different restaurant. Instead of you pulling out your wallet, this is what I want you to do. This is what I do. The bill comes for dinner, I go, oh, here you go. Take care of this. And then watch her reaction. Just watch her reaction, you know?
Cost says, man, I effed up. She paid for the first date, but to my defense, she asked me out. Yeah, I agree with the whoever invites, especially on like those first couple ones. But then like it gets to a point where you guys are just kind of seeing each other regularly anyways. So it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to see each other Fridays or whatever after work. Then it's not really like you asking them out on a date. It's just like you're seeing somebody at that point. Real quick, gonna do the be right back screen for a couple seconds and just get Mimi out of here.
Yeah. She coming with nothing. Yeah. Deadbeat vibes. Let's go. Deadbeat woman, no bad.
I'm back. Luke says, LL, pay for the first date. Nope, I don't even want the date. Why would I pay for something I'm not dying to have? Thirsty advice, not going to do it. I can understand that. I know you're like full on MGTOW. In the sense that most guys are the ones that will pitch and ask for the first date, then, so be it. I also do recommend not going on a dinner date on the first date. So if it's just coffee, then so be it. Mimi sure is cute name for a cat. Thank you. All right, moving in.
I'll say like, oh, since I got the last one, here you go.
And the reason like I especially like this video is because whether or not it's pay for the first date or not, the fact is like most men, or at least it seems like a lot of guys can't get over this hump of pushing back on them eventually to assert yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like eventually, at least by the second or third date, like he's explaining, I just like that there's a challenge, there's a pushback to the gynocentrism. You know what I mean? And it's going to filter out like this woman basically right here, which is really what you want to do. You do not want to cohabitate with this woman right here. There is nothing to be gained.
A good woman will go, oh, okay, let's take care of it. No friction, no argument, no conflict. I'm out here with my dogs. I just wanted to take a break to film this coaching video because it's been bothering me. It's on my mind.
I'll say, Luke, like for me, keeping it something light, like where it is coffee or tea or something like that, that makes sense because there's a place to go, there's a place to sit down. Like typically what I like to do is something like that, and I like to go to a spot where it's like then there's somewhere that's kind of decent to walk around. Like there could be a park. It just could be next to somewhere maybe where there's people and you guys could just kind of, after you get coffee or whatever, if you're feeling each other, then you can go for a little walk somewhere, something like that. So as long as it's not something super extensive. Holding frame is another way of saying it's not a big deal, right? We make fun of frame a lot, like especially coach. And I get why, because they tell you to go so deep into a relationship, and as long as you hold frame and you've already signed and taken this hypergamous deal, as long as you hold frame, it's going to be fine. For the most part, I think in this situation, what it is, it's like, it's stand on your square and don't just give up, basically, right? So it's like, you've committed to doing this, to telling her to get the check. If you instantly be like, you say something to where you express doubt, then they're going to seize that, and they're going to find their way to, joke about it and get you to pay it, basically. So if you show that weakness there, then they will seize on it. There's this thing I do when I'm trying to like kiss a woman for the first time. And there's been other ways, but sometimes when if I'm not sure, I do this kind of cheesy pickup line. And the result of the pickup line pretty much depends on this idea of not like folding before they answer. So what I'll do is like, so say we're on this coffee thing, right? Or like we're walking around. Now we sit on this bench somewhere in this park. I kind of just wait for like kind of a quiet moment. And then I'll say, so are you a good kisser? I just put that out there and I just wait and see what they say. Don't start laughing. Don't say, oh, I'm just kidding. That would be a collapse right there of yourself. Just wait. And then they'll say a couple things. Most of the time they'll say yes. And then you're going to be like, oh yeah, prove it. Then don't sit there and laugh. Don't say, I'm just kidding. Ha 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 ha. Just sit there and just wait, basically. Just don't be scared, right? And then usually what happens is they're going to come in and you're going to seal the lips at that point, okay? Now, if you sit there and you doubt yourself, right, you're going to start to sink, right? Had you not doubted yourself, you would not have sunk. Okay, so when it comes to saying, hey, take care of this one, literally just nonchalantly take care of this and then don't trip off of it, otherwise, yeah, you're going to sink into the water. Check out Zerka's Date IQ. Haven't really seen much of his stuff. Common sense, well, get the woman to take you to Vegas and pay for everything is the ultimate play. I could see the gamer guy that comes in our chat pulling that one off. But she needs to think it's not a big deal. Otherwise, she sees it as being toxic. And some of them are. Listen, Trevor, some of them are. But I think this is going to be a great filtering mechanism for that.
I get emails like all day long from students. So certain things piss me off where I have to stop what I'm doing and do a video on it because the guy screwed up. And I hate seeing you guys get taken advantage of. I don't like seeing you guys get taken advantage of because it's almost like...
That's how I felt when I was working at child support, man. And I had to read all these divorce orders. Like at a certain point, I'm like, I'm getting annoyed seeing guys take so many L's on this, man. Bruteman says, I believe old European aristocratic money folks still unofficially practice the dowry system or fully imbibe the dowry ethos. I think the masses should at least imbibe the dowry ethos at the very least. Absolutely. Listen, I'm talking to a gentleman in Spain, and he was telling me he was having a conversation with an attorney over there. And that attorney basically told him that wealthier families are still doing it over there. And it would make sense. It would make sense.
Someone taking advantage of my brother, right? Or like my wingman or something. I don't like that. Because there's no reason for you to be taken advantage of. And if you are being taken advantage of a woman, you need to stop. Because it's you who has the leverage. It's a little cold out here, so. But I do want to shoot this. Anyway, so say you go to the next dinner with a girl. Do this, right? Just don't sit there when the bill comes and then try to play like mental chicken with her to see if she's going to pull out her wallet. No, don't play that game. I'm telling you, I've tried that game too. Don't play it. I'm telling you exactly what to do. I'm a professional pickup artist. Trust me, I have 30 years experience. I've dated hundreds of beautiful women. I've gone on thousands of dates. I've done over 10,000 cold approaches. Trust me on this. For the second date, when that bill comes, do not sit there and hope that she pulls out her wallet. Just when it comes, the waiter, because so many waiters or waitresses have been brainwashed with, the gynocracy, the man always pays and all this. When he puts the bill down, just expect them to put the bill down on your side. When they put it down on your side, go like this. Just shift it over to her side and just say, here, go ahead and get this, since I got the last one. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? That's completely fair. And all you blue pill pussies are gonna push back and go, that's not being a gentleman. Yeah, where has that gotten you? Where's that gotten you? I mean, I'm somebody who has money. So trust me, I didn't grow up with money. And I made this mistake when I started to make money. I'm like, oh, I'm making good money now. I can take care of more dinners. I can take care of more events, no problemo. We could go to nicer events, concerts, and I did. A lot of these girls, you know, they got quite a date going out with me. A lot of these girls, just by dating me, they got.
Luke Nielsen says, dude for 33 Seekers is cool and has a lot of good info, but with all that frame and game, he's still not married, legal, or otherwise. I hear what you're saying, man. This particular video and this idea of sliding the check over, I think is something that is very important. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are afraid to do it, frankly. And even if I think the guys feel like it's unfair, they don't do it because whatever, they're subscribing to this idea of chivalry. But I like this kind of sort of at least smooth way of just saying, hey, you know, just go and take care of this one. I took care of the last one or whatever. I do think this is something that men need to do, especially if you're going to embody some type of dowry ethos or this idea of both people contributing. And I think especially if you're seeing this person you're dating, if you think it could be something that's longer term, I think you have to come at it with some type of thing here.
Quite an experience, right? I'm not talking about like physical just, but
and if she comes back with, well, I can't, you know, I'm not going to want to F you, then that's it. She's gone, you know?
We got to go to a lot of places. And then I learned my lesson because I'm like, oh my.
I'll say this, Luke. Paul Elam, I think, would say the exact same thing here about her having to contribute at some point. Like, wouldn't you say that at least as far as this thing going with them having some expectation to open their purse would be consistent with what Paul Elam teaches?
God,
and I get what you mean, especially about pickup artists in general.
Doing it now. Even I'm guilty of it. But I've never really had this kind of money. So I was like, yeah, I wouldn't treat them, you know, treat these people, blah, blah, blah. You know, treat some of my friends that are not doing that well. I want to hook them up. But I forgot, don't hook up your dates. You know, they need to invest in the relationship also, because if they're not investing in the relationship, they will never value.
See, like that right there, I agree with. They do need to invest in it. Yeah, I agree, but I'm saying good info is good, but don't get long term. I hear you on that. Man. Especially, well, as far as the legal contract goes, especially. Before I got red pilled, I fully paid for a coffee date at Starbucks for a woman my parents set me up with as a marriage prospect. She friend zoned me after the coffee date and never spoke to me after that. Gosh, man. Sounds like her parents are going to be having a hard time getting her married.
And that's what this is about. It's not even about the money, right? And believe me, they will call you cheap. They will say, oh, I thought you were a gentleman. I thought you were, you know how to treat a lady. And by the way, you will get that. And I've gotten that. I always say, I am a gentleman.
Oh, my bad, guys.
Logistics. I scheduled a date. I paid for the first date. Made a good impression, I think, because here you are again. But I am looking for a partner who values, here's the magic word, reciprocity over entitlement. I'm not interested in...
I really appreciate this part right here. I just think that's important. And listen, for him to be saying that and putting this out into the space, there's a lot of other creators that would sit there and try to attack someone's masculinity for having this basically, you know, perspective right here. And I think this is like something we need to see more of. Other people who are going to be like, you know, be a freaking Andrew Tate style thing. My woman never pays. We need this kind of stuff to begin pushing back on that. I really believe that. She friend zoned me and I wasn't too happy about it. We never spoke after that. Man, I wonder, like, did you tell your parents that? Because it sounds like they hooked. I do wonder if like her parents, like if the parents talked and were like, yo, this is what your daughter did, you know? Deanna says, I got some things to take care of. I got 2 more images before you head out. Okay, let's look at the images now before you head out. Just so we can. Oh, man, we got a remix on the picture right here. Nice, man. Oh my gosh. A lot of cash here, I'll say that. Who are... Okay, there's her. I am curious who these guys are. Are these tradcons getting gold pills for the first time? Thank you for the AI art, man, throughout the show. Sorry about that, iTrevor. See, now that was good. And that is long. Yeah, that's what I mean. And Luke, I get the reticence because especially like with the pickup artist stuff, you know, it's, we've all seen the stuff basically. But, you know, it's where I appreciate Matt Cross. And it's like him and Paul Elam have had some discussions now at this point. And I like this video in particular, I think embodies some of the principles from that discussion. Like, I really think this one is an important one. The audio from the video isn't playing right. Oh, really? Guys, can you confirm video and audio is okay for me? Okay, awesome, awesome. Exactly. As soon as you marry, or in my case, even cohabitate, all the frame will not shield you from family law. As soon as you are on the hook legally, you lost your authority. And I completely understand that. Exactly, 100% Klaus. That's what I'm getting at, unsuccessfully. It's chat throwing money at your dowry. Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that. I thought the money was like swirling out from the hitting of the thing. So it's almost like building a dowry. Okay, I get it. Thank you, man. All right, moving in.
A subsidized relationship. I'm interested in an aligned relationship. So if you're not...
See, that's important for the long term right here.
You know, the one for that, I understand. Simple as that. I understand. Okay, I understand. You don't need to have a conversation more than that if she pushes back. But if she pushes back, that already tells you everything you know. Okay? That tells you all you need to know about that chick. And all you idiot women who get a high-value guy to date you, and you pull that, believe me, in his head, mentally, he's already gone. He's already gone. Because whenever a chick pulls that on me, and again, I have the money to take him out. I have the money to do what I want with him. You know, like, they don't have to pay for a thing. But I want them to. You know, and it's not about being cheap. I mean, I'm not going to, like, you know.
And listen, I'll say at that point, they get recategorized into a different box. Then it's like, this is going to be short-term forever. Like, they're in the short-term box after that. Now you get into discussions of the matador metaphor and if it's even right to be living your life like that. Because, you know, on a long enough timeline, there can be issues there. Overall, though, I think it's a fantastic filtering mechanism. So yeah, we'll watch a couple more minutes of this, and then we'll read the... I kind of do want to get to the MHD video, too, because I'm curious about what she says. I know Dan the Man's leaving, and he did share the video, but let's just do that one.
Richer by having them, like, take care of the Chili's meal. I like Chili's. You know, give me a break. No. It's about having them invest in the relationship as well, because I know if the woman and this is from an evolutionary psychological perspective, it's not just me going, yeah, be a dick, make her pay. This goes back to evolutionary psychology, is when the woman is not investing in the relationship, she does not value the man. What it communicates to the girl, believe it or not, if you like, quote unquote, be a gentleman, like all the movies teach you to be, pay for all the dinners and all that, what you're communicating to the girl is actually a lack of options. That you have to put up with this behavior because you have no other options. You cannot pull off what the bad boy does.
You're afraid to walk away, basically. And I'll say, I go a little further than Matt in the sense it's even way past the Chili's meals or that. But when it gets to this conversation of marriage, if you're going to do it, and Luke, I know you're just like, don't do it at all. But if you're going to do something, they have to contribute significantly to that. And that demonstrates a lot of the same principles as far as investing into the marriage.
How come bad boys don't have to pay for dinner? How come bad boys make her pay? How come bad boys make them pick them up and drive them around? And then the women...
Just like that guy that the lady in the last video was talking about that made her pay for the cab on the way home from this 50-50 vacation.
Still date them. They don't say... Do they complain about the bad boy doing that? No. No. Why? Because that guy is demonstrating abundance.
They'll eventually complain, like, once it's over, or it's complaining to a guy that's not making them do that.
He's demonstrating that he has other options, which he does. Let's face it. That's why he treats women like that, right? He's demonstrating he's got options. Doesn't need to put up with that. I'm not gonna pay for it. Are you kidding me? Nah. Get your ass out of here if you don't like it.
Okay, cool. Well, let's read real quick. MHD's been on fire lately with his episodes. Just saying, and to be transparent, I think this dude is on the right track. Just needs to get his stuff aligned more fully with the dowry ethos. I know the actual dowry isn't coming back, but the idea is gold. Yeah, and that's where this phrase dowry ethos is really important too, right? Like, listen, and I love to go this kind of like Don Quixote route of like bringing this back, almost for like the shock value impact of it, because people are like, oh, that's crazy. But then it brings in this conversation of the dowry ethos, like, oh, if it's not coming back in the form that it used to be, then that leads you right into this idea of dowry ethos. Well, there needs to be some kind of contribution. That's the fun part about it. Yes, the pun was intended. LOL. Thank you for that, Luke. Matt Cross is spitting facts. Thank you, Brute Man. I have seen even people like Asmongold covering these topics more now, even stuff about family court. Oh, that's interesting. I don't really watch him, but I've heard about him. I know he's like a really big guy. I can't remember if he's on Twitch or Kick. I don't think he's on YouTube. But that's cool, man. Good to hear that it's getting covered more. Let's see what the comments say real quick just before we move in. Original idea. I like that. If she doesn't spend money on you, that is how you know she's not into you. Matt is 100% correct. They must invest into you. Matt is now elevating men to get quality women now. Saying beauty just isn't enough is no longer sufficient. I can already imagine in a few years we will get into GF relationship game next. LOL. Much needed video. Very true. Great advice. Man, look, here's Paul Elam. Man is slinging gold pills here. Great job, Matt. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is fantastic. On my last date, I told the girl, it is your turn now to treat me. I saw her face after I said that. She didn't even move her finger to do at least something. It was my last date with her. I'm not texting and calling her anymore. I prefer the I'll get this, you get the ice cream approach, avoids the confirmation, gets her accustomed to opening her purse when she's with you, and you still get to observe her attitude. I've known of women that treat men with contempt and like poo, yet still expect the guy to pay 100% of the bill. Life doesn't work like that. First dates, guys, you should offer to pay, but fortunately some girls will split or buy at the next place you go. Always a good situation. Yeah, Blonde in the night school thing I was doing said, I go to town to get shouted drinks by men and give nothing in return to me. I was like, I will remember that for the future. She looked at me like on shock. I think I know. I made a girl pay for her half of a trip when she treated me like crap back in early 2021. Hey, this sounds like the guy. This sounds like the guy that she was complaining about that she went on the trip with. Could this be the same dude? It was sad that she thought it was okay to treat me like crap and still expect me to pay for everything. I have asked a girl to buy me a birthday drink after I've done nice things for her and she did it no problem. If she doesn't spend money on you, then don't waste time. Met my brother's girlfriend, now ex-wife, for the first time many years back. She knew I had money and ordered the most expensive thing on the menu and then ate half and took the other half in a to-go box. I felt very unsure about her actions then, but now I know. I got up on a date at Applebee's, said you got the bill. She nodded yes, and was first date because only I cash up her for going, oh man, this fell off the rails. Yes, indeed. It is one of the very few compliance tests I do sometimes, and sometimes it isn't attractive for girls because feelings are also feelings. Okay, so that's that. We'll move into the MHD video, guys, and then that'll be it. Earning money is difficult. Saving the money is even harder. You have to protect your earnings and find a partner who respects your hard work. Absolutely. I agree with that, iTrevor. All right. You have to protect. I wish there was an edit button. Oh, no worries. Okay, so this was shared by Dan the Man. I have not watched any of this video, but, you know, I've seen MHD videos in the past, and I think they're pretty good.
Or girls used to go out so guys would buy them drinks.
Okay, all right, so she's basically admitting it. All right, let's see.
Girls don't need to do that anymore. They can go on Venmo and hit up on their social media. Hey, I want to go out with my friends. Send me money. And guys do it. Me understanding that the manosphere is just a direct correlation between the overcorrection of weakness and men trying to be more masculine again.
Welcome.
All right. Well, she's coming in this from like a kind of tradcon perspective. Seems like, oh, the men need to be more masculine. But all right, whatever. I don't know. Let's go and watch it and see. Maybe that wasn't enough.
Manosphere Highlights Daily. Ex-Prawn star Lisa Ann was on the Digital Social Hour podcast, and she provided some genuinely interesting insight about the manosphere.
I'll tell you, when I hear women saying, oh, well, men need to be more masculine and stuff, I'm kind of like immediately skeptical, but we're going to give it a chance. I think men should contribute financially 70%, women 30%. However, the woman should bring love, support, compassion, and a kind nature into the relationship as well, in addition to her dowry funds. Listen, man, they at least need to contribute something. As long as you're okay with, if the divorce happens, losing most of that pool of money you contributed, then, you know, that might be a bargain you're willing to take. But, you know, so that, I think that's the most important thing.
Virginity, modern adult, some genuinely was on the Digital Social Hour podcast, and she provided some genuinely interesting insight about the manosphere, virginity, modern adult content creator struggles, and the damage being done to an entire generation of men. So we're gonna let her cook and see what you can take away from it, because sometimes the most honest voices come from the most unexpected places.
Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do, because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we?
And they lack complete information about the manosphere.
Yeah, I mean, that Manosphere documentary, did you watch it?
Of course I did.
That was an interesting watch, because I've had 2 of those guys on the show, so I know how they are, and I feel like they were portrayed in a certain way.
You know, I thought the interviewer himself had a very cautious approach to stirring up the pot, right? Like Myron and his girlfriend. Like that scene right there, I was like, oh, this is going to play out very differently, which it did. But him sitting in that room during the whatever podcast gave me a different insight of it. Instead of feeling so bad for the girls every time I see a clip come on my feed, I realized, oh, they're doing this by choice because they also want the clicks. And it's a weird space. I'm kind of in this limbo of somebody who turns 54 in May. So I was born in 1972. So the 2 lives that I've gotten to be a part of are the pre-internet, the post-internet. And so for me, I have to sometimes take a little bit more time to understand, why would a girl expose herself like that? And I'm like, oh, they want the traffic. Like, I'd rather have less traffic than do things that would make me horribly uncomfortable.
Right. That's why a lot of them go on those Manosphere podcasts and get yelled at or...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's all part of an industry. That's how people make their money. It's entertainment. It's kind of like watching, you know, the WWE. Everybody plays the character and they all get something out of it. The OnlyFans chick sells more OnlyFans. The other side of it gets, you know, they kind of play into this rage bait sort of deal with the men. There's probably an argument about whether this actually helps the culture or hurts the culture. I'm sure there's, you know, stuff on both sides. Karen Takar, hey, good to see you, man. Hey, Shah, how are you, man? This is a great topic for the stream 100. Hey, man, good to see you, bro. It's been a while. I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. I had to do something, but it wasn't super crazy. Now I'm back. Okay, awesome, man. I'm glad you're back because I know this is the video you shared. Saying they need to do that and consider it contribution when if that doesn't exist, there is no relationship. What is she actually bringing other than the main things for relations? Because a man brings those same or equivalent things just to have a relationship, not even considering the union and family structure. Lisa Ann is a former nudie video star. Interesting to hear her chime in on this topic. Yeah, I mean, so she said she was like 54, so it sounds like, you know, someone that's been watching this kind of whole thing go down for a while. So we'll see what she says.
They'll be rated, belittled.
And then they're going to make money on their OF or whatever. Either a guy's going to feel bad for him or a guy's going to do it's a strange space. But again, I don't have to like or dislike it. I just learning about it.
Yeah. Myron was smart. He actually recorded everything. I don't know if you saw this. And he's been exposing the real footage. Because with the documentary, they're going to cut some stuff out, make you look a certain way.
And that's the smart thing about Clav. He keeps his cameras going no matter what. People don't know it or they don't like it, but it doesn't matter. What he's doing is showing us what fake news really is. Because if we get to see the whole interview and they only show the parts where he looks the worst, then he gets to back up that story with, nope, here's everything in between that they edited out.
Yeah.
Even Lisa Ann sees it. The documentary was a hit piece, not journalism, not balanced examination.
Did you guys, I'll put this, let me put this as a poll. Did you watch the Netflix Manosphere doc? ? Okay. Former corn stars have some great insight, like professional service girls. Private Eye Russ has some great stories on these women. Oh, I bet he does.
A hit piece with a predetermined conclusion dressed in the language of concern. And she confirms something that this channel has documented consistently. Women had a massive problem with Kevin Samuels. They called him toxic. They called his show dangerous. They organized against it. And then they kept calling in. Why? Because women want to be seen. Attention is currency. And Kevin Samuels was giving them the most potent form of attention available, the truth about how they were being perceived. Even when they hated the message, they could not stop consuming it, because being seen, even critically, is better than being invisible. That dynamic is the entire dating economy. In one sentence,
I worry a bit about the drug.
Seen, perceived, most potent. Seen. Attention is currency. And Kevin Samuels was giving them the most potent form of attention available, the truth about how they were being perceived. Even when they hated the message, they could not stop consuming it, because being seen, even critically, is better than being invisible. That dynamic is the entire dating economy. In one sentence,
I worry a bit about the drug use and the conversation.
Contrast that with me. I like being invisible. Luke, I don't know if you were watching when It's Complicated. He was on Paul Elam's show on Wednesday, and there was a moment in there where Brian, who's Paul's producer, explained like his understanding of MGTOW. It was in response to some super chat, but he did a fantastic job of really explaining it. And like literally the point of it is not caring, getting over what other people or society thinks about you and going in there for this period. He just did such a good job. Your comment just reminded me of that.
About the drug use, the pushing of I need to look like a man right away. We know that it takes young men a long time to develop, and that's why men get better looking as they get older.
I keep doing this, man. I'm sorry, guys. I keep forgetting to put the video back up. I'll rewind it a bit.
Economy in one sentence.
There we go. Can we mention the elephant in the room and bring up that Kevin Samuels' channel is still posting after his death? I've noticed that too. I'm not entirely familiar with how that works in terms of access, but maybe the next of kin get it and somehow they get access from YouTube and can just keep posting on it. Yeah, they did justice to us. Absolutely. Let me just end this poll. 100% of you guys said no. I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm right there with you. I didn't really feel compelled or care to watch that documentary. I mean, I don't have Netflix. I used to like years ago, and every time like I'd watch stuff on Netflix, and I'm like, I'm good. And I wasn't about to get Netflix again, even for that documentary.
I worry a bit about the drug use and the conversations about the drug use, the pushing of I need to look like a man.
Kevin's family runs it.
Right away. We know that it takes young men a lot.
Yeah, that's the Barbie standard. And what they're trying to do, and this is where I thought stuff like Andrew Tate can be harmful to men, because it's the same complaint that the women had on the other side with not being able to measure up to the Barbie beauty standard. This high value man thing is the same thing. And there's a lot of makeup that these guys are selling to kind of portray that image. You know what I mean? It's this kind of like fake media image, this fake social media image. Even things like this word attention economy goes into that. It's basically being fake. Looks maxing and these kinds of things are kind of like male makeup. It's like cosplaying an actual successful person when you're not.
Long time to develop, and that's why men get better looking as they get older. Not always the case for women, but for men it is. And so I feel like that concerns me a bit.
Shout out, Jeremy.
The manosphere to me is the overcorrection from the woke ideology that everybody was being forced for so many years. I read an interview the other day with Melissa Etheridge, and she has some boys, and one of her boys came to apologize to her that he's straight. And I thought, wow, we're living in this space right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use AI to recreate new content under his likeness in the future. Bizarre. I mean, honestly, yeah, that's totally possible.
where young people have been put so much woke in their face that they're now afraid to be who they really are and not to blend in with some sort of criteria that is clickbait or talk about.
Right.
Keyword, criteria. This is why movies suck these days. Without checking the criteria list, the movie will not get funded. It is not about making a good movie anymore. It is about spreading a narrative. That is why you have boys apologizing for being straight and the manosphere being labeled toxic for simply going against that narrative. But Lisa Ann just said something that we've been saying for years. The manosphere is not the problem. It is the response to the problem. When you spend a decade telling young men they are toxic, broken, and a threat to society, they are going to find someone who tells them they are not. That is not radicalization.
I disagree with Lisa Ann that men look better as they get older. Many guys get bald and get a beer belly. So not necessarily the case. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's genetics and there's good nutrition and there's how well you take care of yourself. Some people can maintain, you know, looking very vibrant and healthy into older age. Some people I feel like, you know, are blessed in a way with the good upbringing and good genetics and good nutrition and all these things come together and a good lifestyle. For other people, it's more challenging. So yeah, I mean, she's kind of throwing this kind of hard and fast rule out there. Karen Takar says, Shah, I watched your interview with Paul and I learned a lot from it. Paul is on fire these days on social media talking about X and YouTube, man. Well, yeah, exactly. Shout out to Paul. It is very admirable and inspiring to watch how hard he's working to put out new content. So, you know, sounds like you've been watching the new Repairing the Manosphere show. He's had some great guests on there too. Next week, he actually has Pearl coming on. He announced that in his, he made a post on X and he mentioned that in his last episode with John from It's Complicated. That's going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to that this Wednesday.
That is human nature. You do not get to manufacture the wound and then complain about how people are treating it.
When the management...
Shah looking better than ever as you get older. Well, I appreciate that, man. I've been trying to get some exercise here lately. Yeah.
Companies came in, it really changed the dynamic of the customer need. It became a almost Burger King, if I may, like have it your way.
Yeah.
New member comes in. They don't say, hello, how are you? They only say is, do you have scenes with white nail polish on? Do you have scenes with your hair in a ponytail? Do you have this? Because it's become that specific because the management companies have people 24/7 that will go into the hard drive and Google and search it and be like, yes, here's a ponytail scene. We'll sell it to you for $30. Your need is met. And it's created a niche where these guys are isolating themselves even more. If you can only be turned on by a woman because she's wearing white nail polish, that's a big problem. You don't see the woman herself as beautiful. You don't like her curves, her hair, something about her smile. None of that. It's about your
I mean, she's just kind of going on about some stuff. I don't know. Whatever.
obsession with it. That's when it gets super dark. That's an incel trait.
Yeah.
So it's created.
You know, okay, yeah, if you're going on the deep end with this stuff, bad idea.
More incels because of this need being met, and it's made it much harder for independent creators to run their page.
On demand. Listen to a
interesting independent creators to run their page.
Prawn industry veteran explain the damage from the inside. Men.
Taking off, Luke. All right, boys. Thanks for the place to hang. Love out there to all you legends, as this is Shah calls. Hey, man, take it easy, man. We appreciate you coming in. It's always a blessing, Luke. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend and week. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much. Guys do get better when they get older if they put the work into it. A roundtable with Pearl, you, Matt, and Paul. We need this. Man, that would be a fun talk. Hey, look, listen, Current. We don't got that coming up right now, but on July 8th, we got Paul Elam and me having a debate with Rollo Tomasi and Michael Sartain. And this will be on Paul's channel. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Stay gaming, lad. Absolutely.
You gotta stay gaming, bruh. Don't focus on no girl. Just stay gaming.
Lots of criticizing male preferences. She doesn't criticize women's inflated expectations. Yeah, that's where my mind immediately went to. I didn't voice it. Like, you're voicing it in a special way. Where my mind went to is that there's also a corollary with the women about this. It's not just men who are getting into deeper niche whatever. Women are also have their own issues on the other side that's putting them into a deeper niche where they don't like a guy because of who he is. Instead, he needs to have this, 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 and this, and that. So it's like both sides are kind of putting their poison out for the other. Debate with Rollo. That sounds super interesting. Yeah, that's coming up. So that's coming up. A corn star kink shaming. Interesting. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think I'm not really buying what she's putting down here. And it seems like this is kind of making it seem like a little bit more important of an interview than it actually was. Let's see if she says something salient in the next 2 minutes.
Are not attracted to women anymore. They are attracted to fetishes, niche obsessions, isolated details, divorced entirely from human connection. That is not liberation. That is
okay.
a prison built one click at a time. And the industry.
I mean, that's indulging in a new type of sugar. I get it. That's extremely addictive. Base FCZ says Shah here moving. I can't wait for that debate. It's gonna be one heck of one, man. I'll tell you that. So, as it gets closer, I'll keep y'all informed. It's going down. They said they're gonna be there, and all this kind of stuff. So, July 8th is the day on Paul's channel. Yeah, however it turns out, I do think it'll be a conversation worth having, if that makes any sense. Even if it's just like there's obviously two different strains of thought in this space, and they're going to be coming together here. And in a debate, basically. So we'll go from there. Out for tonight, looking forward to the 8th of July. All right, hey, man, take it easy. I appreciate all the super chats, too, man. You guys have been very, generous tonight. I do appreciate that. I'll be watching that debate. We'll be streaming that on all the platforms like X Rumble and YouTube. X will be crazy fun. It'll definitely be on Paul's YouTube channel. Maybe X too, but definitely the YouTube channel. Spot on. The level of gaslighting of men by gynocratic society is insane. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm getting from this video so far. It's a whole lot of, and the men this and that. Thanks for the 31 likes, guys. Appreciate that. Red pill versus gold pill debate. I think it could be distilled into that. It can be distilled into that. Thank you, iTrevor. Klaus says, I'm still confused. Where's the link between manosphere and strange kinks? I've never seen kinks being promoted anywhere. Yeah, I mean, this lady sounds like she's just deep into that industry, like that she's a part of. So like, that's what she sees. Like, listen, man. And I think there's a similar thing with like the manosphere in the sense of like, men are just invisible now to women. You know what I mean? Like there's certainly issues, but I think for most people out there, it's not as bad as they make it. And they have an incentive to make it seem that bad so they can then sell you a course on the back end. Oh, it's so bad. You're invisible. Pay me, $5,000 for this course now and become part of, my whatever. So in some ways, I do believe there is a little bit of that. But.
Built the walls. We talked about this in our AI companion series. When human connection gets replaced, whether by a chatbot or by a screen, the brain rewires around the substitute. The substitute becomes the reference point, and real women become the disappointment.
Because when you're sleeping, they're answering messages 24/7. You can't be doing that as a person. I have a digital twin, so I use my AI. That's my way of saying, hey, I'm sleeping. So if you want to chat, go chat with my digital.
All right. So she's running her own game. Shout out to her for giving us the industry secrets. There's a bunch of guys out there paying money to her OF, I guess, and they're talking to an AI bot. That's something. We learned something new from this, guys. We learned something new about the industry.
Twin at O chat, and she will make you new photos. She will chat with you. If they chat with me in the
wow, so they putting AI photos out there?
DM, and it's a little bit more because I don't sext. I've never sexted. I don't want to sex with a stranger. That's just weird. When I got into business, we shot beautiful scenes and people just like to watch them. Now there's these expectations where it's like, no.
She's talking about the parasocial relationship.
I watch your scene. I like it. I should be able to have you do 10 more things for me. And if you don't want to do those 10 things for me, I will chargeback on your page. Like, they're nasty, nasty.
This is exactly where AI companions are going to change the landscape in ways people are not prepared for. Because if the brain is already rewiring around a screen, an AI that talks back, remembers you, and never disappoints is not a big leap. It is the next logical step in a journey that started long before AI existed.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. It's you know, I mean, he's basically saying like we're about to hit a new level of heroin or you know, some type of drugs here. If the AI gets that good and then like it really takes advantage of these people and they're in this parasocial relationship with an AI and they're paying money. That's an interesting, you know, thing to think about. Kind of reminds me of like the NoFap community, which I believe is a good community. Like I remember back in like even like when did they come around? Like 2014, 2015. I used to follow that subreddit. And you know, there is something to be said about getting a handle on that and letting go of the drugs, basically. So I don't know. That's an interesting conversation in itself, just this idea of nudie videos. Let me ask that as a poll question. I know a lot of y'all have dipped out already. Is watching, oh God, bad videos and, oh damn, self-pleasure, something men should avoid and wean themselves off of. Just curious. I know NoFap can be seen as kind of an extremist view. I've leaned towards NoFap pretty much for a long time, a really long time. That's something that like, because I do think it's bad, but I know a lot of people are more moderate on that. So I'm just putting that as a poll out there. And I don't, I'm not going to sit here and get on people's cases about that. It's just something, it's interesting hearing this conversation because it's almost like there's a new precipice of a level of addictiveness that this can happen to people.
And speaking of virginity, I looked up the stats on that before this episode. Really high. I think it's almost at an all-time high for the number of virgins in America.
Which is mind-blowing because everyone wanted access to on their phone and thinking it was going to be the right thing. No one in the industry ever created scenes with the hopes that anybody under 18 years old would watch them. We knew 18 was the year, the age, kind of like drinking, buying cigarettes.
That's a crazy thing too, right? Because it's like, people got smartphones and it kind of just happened quick. And suddenly there's all these sites and young people are getting addicted. I think someone mentioned sugary drinks. It's like, Mountain Dew in a high school or something.
Same things, government regulated industry. Now, when you allow your kid to have a phone, your kid's 10 and they're curious and they find something, they're on a gaming device.
I mean, I really believe like a whole generation were destroyed by this kind of stuff,
And pop-ups are coming up. They're going to go there. Where does that take them? It doesn't take them closer to sex. It actually takes them further away from sex and adds years to them being virgins. And now you flip the script and there's creators on these platforms that are also virgins and they're bragging about being virgins. I have nothing against people choosing to be a virgin. If you're
talking about like OF people or what?
Yourself for your special partner, that's great. But I can't imagine a young person is on OF to stay a virgin.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard of those tropes before.
And I don't know why the women want to be selling something that they don't love.
Because they're selling a fantasy to people who want to pay for that.
When I got into the business in the 90s, the women actually all really loved sex.
That's so funny. That's so funny to hear her say that because it's like every reformed prawn star that ends up becoming a tradcon is like, oh, we were all taken advantage of and every one of us hated what we were doing the whole time. And then there's her over here who's like a career in that in her mid-50s. And she's like, everybody I knew loved it the whole time. Nobody forced us. None of us were victims. That's kind of interesting. I think it's a black pill versus gold pill. Manosphere was hijacked back in 2021. CJ pointed this out and 100% agree with him on that. You cannot have a black pill debate without wheat waffles. AI is already so good, people are finding it difficult to discern between AI videos and real ones. There's probably a whole lot of stuff out there. I wouldn't even doubt it. Wait until they combine AI with companion robots. Society will completely crumble into. It's going to be just like that Futurama episode. 2 generations. Caldwell says, I don't think it's as harmful as its harshest detractor would have you believe, nor as benign as its strongest proponent would claim it to be. Like violent video games, song lyrics, etc., there will probably be a portion of the population that is more apt to be influenced by it. Okay, very balanced and nuanced take. Calling out virginity sounds like a reference to Sophie Rain. Yeah, I mean, there's probably more than one OF creator that kind of plays that, I think.
We're a curious group of women that wanted to do things that we could never do at home.
We covered this dynamic in our previous content. Research shows the majority of women participating in adult content are making a conscious choice. They love the work and they love the money. But
it's just so funny. And then it's like on the back end, though, it was just like, oh, we were taken advantage of. And tradcons love to push that message. But then it's like, you got them right here saying the opposite, you know?
Where the feminist argument collapses completely. Feminism is pro-choice. That is the foundation. But the pro-choice argument was built around bodily autonomy as protection, not as a commodity. Now, the same movement that said, do not objectify women, cannot say anything when women are objectifying themselves, because that would be anti-choice. So they stay quiet and the industry expands. And the men watching rewire, and the women not in the industry wonder why men are treating them like content instead of like people, and nobody wants to connect those dots out loud.
For their first scenes, because remember, if you go to a tube site.
Okay, it's all by design. How else would you control 99% of the population? Also, the financial model is plunder model, and it requires absolute tyranny to do all this. What we are seeing today. Well, listen, you know, as a guy that, you know, lives in the U.S., there's a huge emphasis on this idea of freedom and kind of laissez-faire, especially when it comes to government regulation. And there is a discussion and a debate to be had to like, is too much freedom bad? And like, where's the line? And, you know, is this what the founding fathers meant by freedom? With freedom comes the destruction of what was once taboo and what was once sacred at the same time. So it's like, if a society is free to do certain things, it's just, when something is sacred, I feel like there's an equal and opposite taboo. And it's like, if you introduce more freedom into a society that has a set value system of things that are sacred and things that are taboo, it starts to crumble. And if everything becomes fair game, or a lot of things do that were taboo before, you might see an unraveling of a lot of things that put civilization to where it was before, you know. How much of this meshes with American values or Western values is a discussion to be had, you know. Have you seen Wheat Waffles content before? I'm actually not familiar with that content creator. I think you said he was like a black pillar. I don't really watch or see like black pill stuff. That's not really been my thing. I guess you could consider Raymond Thoughts and Mind a black pillar. He'd probably be like the one exception. But him and I are buds in that way. Black pill stuff sometimes just seems like the guys are kind of stuck in a loop, which I just don't appreciate, you know, but I haven't seen that person's content. Are you referring to the World Economic Forum slogan that by 2030 you will own nothing and be happy? I'm going to end this poll real quick, guys. 70% of you guys said yes. Okay. I can appreciate that. Real quick. Yeah, move in.
Right. Mm-hmm. The algorithm is going to show them the most popular scenes.
Right.
The most popular scenes on that algorithm are the scenes that are the least shot. They're the most violent, the most aggressive, because maybe there's 100 of them and there's 1 million of the others. So of course, those people that want to watch that girl getting choked, there used to be a site called Facial Abuse, and that site was the girls would,
I mean, you know, some of the stuff we've heard before, I'm curious if she's going to present any solutions.
I'd
probably have to go to Sean Kelly's channel and watch that entire interview, because we're probably not going to get it here.
Agency for about 4 years in the industry. And there was a girl that was flying home from doing facial abuse. I did not book it. This was before she was with me. But she ended up reaching out to me because the police at the airport detained her.
What?
Because her face was so beat up from the scene.
Holy crap.
And they didn't want to let her fly, and they wanted to find out what happened. And so Those are the scenes that surface to the top due to the algo on tube sites. And when you have young people watching that for their first interaction, that is traumatic. And it's
I don't know. You know, like part of me is just distrustful of this lady. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, okay, I'm not really like some of the stuff she's saying is interesting in terms of like insider industry knowledge. The other part of it is just like I'm just not trusting this lady. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
And it's causing something like, oh, I can't do that. I'm never going to be that man. I'm never going to be good enough. And like, think about the insecurity that that's building. And then you become the 30-year-old virgin asking random chicks on the internet to have sex with you.
All right, so we banning this, or should we be free to watch this? Like, where are you going with this? Does there need to be regulation?
Algorithm. Follow the money, gentlemen. This is business. This is emotional capitalism operating at its darkest level. The algorithm does not care about your mental health. It cares about your watch time. It does not care about what it does to your ability to connect with a real woman. It cares about whether you come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's pulling your attention and consciousness. It wants you interacting with it.
Like the Manosphere documentary chose the most extreme characters, not the average men having legitimate conversations about their lived experience.
Yeah, this is where, there is a bit of hyperbole, and really people are just looking for these, there's a cartoonishness to all this. People are looking for these characters.
Adult content algorithm pushes the most extreme content, not because that is what men naturally want, because extreme...
It's like sugar. I mean, you know, you may have, you know, your body might be designed to eat fruits, but it's like if you do this process of refining the sugar, it like exploits that to such a high degree that it's addictive. I mean, that's essentially what this is doing.
Content generates more engagement, and engagement generates revenue. The result is a generation of men whose reference point for intimacy has been shaped entirely by an algorithm optimizing for clicks.
This is both men and women that have been completely changed by this. There's not one side of this equation that's sitting normal right now.
We wonder why there is a disconnect with real women. You built the disconnect, frame by frame, click by click.
And the disconnect also, there's a huge problem on the other end of that. So it's like both of these people got this huge gap in between them.
And then you documented it and called the men broken.
Right? Because now these young men are having a harder time dating than ever, because for the first time ever, the girl can make more money having fake sex with people online through their pages. So why are they going to go on dates? And it's sad for young men, because that used to be a cool age. Now, I remember being young. You're both kind of broke. You go out for a beer bucket special. You have a great time. You do little things. The girl's not going to do that. She could be home on her OF. She could be webcamming. She'd be making money. Now she's making more money than the guy's making. Now
I do feel like there's a little bit of pushing it over the top here.
it's even harder for the guy to ask her out. When you're equally broke, you have this neutral, like, hey, we're
There's
cool.
a chance.
Yeah, we're all kind of just struggling around. Or girls used to go out to buy.
Okay, so back then hypergamy wasn't there, like the manosphere claim is basically what she's saying. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal back then. Okay, so then there's a cultural issue, not a Evo Psych one.
Guys would buy them drinks.
There's an exploitation of certain things, maybe.
Girls don't need to do that anymore. They can go on Venmo and hit up on their social media. Hey, I want to go out with my friends. Send me money. And guys, do it.
Those are not guys. Those are simp jutsu masters. And I want to be clear about the distinction because it matters. A man who opts out of a rigged dating market and focuses on building himself is making a rational decision. That is what this channel advocates.
Shout out to MGTOW. Karen Tukar, Shah, did you watch Pearl's new content on churches? It's hilarious. I did see part of that. I seen some of the most recent episode too. I've been enjoying watching the reactions to that. She did one on her stream yesterday. I mean, she is in her 50s. Women were different back then. And I can believe that it was for sure different in some ways back then. It's just interesting because it's like, oh, it's okay if you're both broke, you know. But you know, so what's biological and what's culturally influenced, you know? Part of the problem with porn is that the barrier to entry is almost zero. The supply is almost infinite. There are none of the obvious immediate inherent health risks consequences of drugs. Yeah, I mean, if that's where I like kind of some of the nofap stuff, because they talk about like your brain on this stuff and the changes that happens. And you know, a lot of people call it bro science, but you know, I would remember like on the forum, they'd have discussions of guys that like gave the stuff up and then they'd go through this like refractory period where it took a while to kind of reset, kind of like a monk mode basically. And then things were just kind of different and, you know, they would report improvements in a lot of ways. And there was always fun stuff with like superpowers. Oh my God, so many more women are attracted to me. I don't know if they were just saying that, but I do believe getting rid of the drugs is good, you know.
4. A simp jutsu master who funds a woman's online content operation in exchange for the illusion of intimacy is doing something different. He is accelerating the exact dynamic that is making the dating market worse.
It reminds me of that Futurama episode where Fry got the AI Lucy Liu doll.
For everyone, including himself. But here is what Lisa Ann just exposed without fully saying it. Why would a man approach a real woman with all the risk, rejection, and emotional investment that requires when she is making more money selling fake intimacy online than he makes working 40 hours a week? The economics of the attention economy have fundamentally broken the courtship dynamic. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, and the women selling the juice are proving it every day.
You're right. She just went on the Iced Coffee Hour podcast and she revealed her bank account. She has about $5 million.
And I'm sorry, but that's not much money.
Not after making 100.
It's not much money. And also, if you're going to buy cars and things at that age, we've seen athletes do this. Like
all the time.
Young people coming into money, it's almost a curse. It really is.
You're not ready.
You're not
Absolutely.
ready. If your first check is you're 18 years old, you go on a set and they give you $1,200 to do a scene, you don't realize that you have to take the money out for the taxes. You have to think about the 10% you spent on wardrobe, you know, whatever. It's not yours. And that's a hard lesson to learn. And even though state by state, California's just signed on where you're going to have to pass a basic financial literacy course to graduate, which
Really?
I think should be mandatory throughout the entire United States.
I needed that one.
You know what? Kind of makes me want to ask another poll. Last one of the night. Do you think too much freedom is bad? Let's see. I'm trying to basically say it's like, should this be allowed or should this be regulated? Should this be allowed or should it be regulated heavily? Allowed. Go freedom. Regulated heavily. Less freedom, please. All right. Ah, damn it. It's too long. Okay, start poll. I saw one of those Pearl Church videos. It was good and insightful to observe how cucked and gynocentric most of the churchgoers are in today's day and age. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any confidence was inspired that, you know, things were going to change radically simply because, oh, Gamer's here finally. We were waiting for you earlier on. Taking women's advice on money is a mistake. Shout out to you, Gamer. Good to see you, man. Towards the end of the show, but we're happy to have you in here. You would have loved the earlier part of this show, Gamer. You would have loved it. I kind of expected that because the way men and women churchgoers were reacting to Pearl's question about women obeying men. I saw Jay Dyer crapping on Pearl about this. I think they called the cops on her at one point too. Define this. Yeah, just read about Michael. Oh, I just mean like all this addictive being able to go on OnlyFans and make $5 million at 18 and sell all this, like this kind of industry of the nudie stuff that she's talking about. I should have probably defined that better. Yeah, I just read about Michael Yon's investigative journalism on the Darien Gap and how cartels and smugglers control access to that region. We watched I'm gonna end the stream soon. You're gonna have to go back, but it's from this. It's called MissJudged Podcast, and we watched a video about two women talking about what they think about 50-50. And there was a point in there where they're like, Gamer would, like, you would totally be able to figure it out with them. All right, moving in.
I was in high school.
We all did. Because as soon as you got a job, you got credit cards sent to you in the mail. I got my $300 from Gap, and I went right to the Gap and spent it all.
Sounds like there's a real lack of parenting going on, too.
And then for like a year, I was paying what they told me to
Maybe taking fathers out of the household of these kids and letting them run wild would have bad effects, huh?
pay. And I sat down with my uncle. I'm 16. I sat down with my uncle, and I said, why isn't this changing? He's like, let me teach you about credit cards.
Some masculine man, like a father figure, had to step in here to get this figured out for her.
Sophie Rain made $100 million. She has $5 million left. That is not wealth.
Wow, that's nuts.
That is a lesson in what the industry actually thinks of the people it uses. The audience that generated those numbers has already moved on to the next one. Nobody is asking how she is doing. Nobody is running a campaign for her financial literacy. The algorithm consumed her output and discarded her at speed. But here is the perspective most people miss. Most people will never see $5 million in their lifetime. So even the cautionary tale comes with a number that sounds aspirational to the average viewer. And
that's an interesting point. The real troubled mind. I salute you, Shah. Go. Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Dang, I'm trying to see what this comic says on your profile. Ben, in 10 years, will be the first choice for something. Looks funny. Even the churchgoers could not answer Ephesians 5 about women submitting and respecting their husband in clear terms. There were some funny moments.
That is exactly how the recruitment works. The industry does not advertise the 5 million. It advertises the 100 million. And by the time the lesson arrives, the algorithm has already found the next one.
Bars and clubs are dying right now. 54% of people are sober in America now.
I'm purely sober.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's a new era. Like people aren't going out like that.
It's a new era, and I also think,
well, part of it's money to spend at bars and clubs.
For younger people,
and then also it's like if dating is that messed up, then people have less incentive to go.
Actually, places started to get so aggressive of what they were charging for drinks.
There you go.
That people are like, hey, let's just get a couple drinks at home.
Right.
Or let's just hang out. But I don't think this is going to be as much of a drinking generation coming up. And
all right, that's that. Roundtable ideas: Sophie Rain, Lisa Ann, Bonnie Blue, and Lily. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they've already collabed on something. No such thing as an ex-prawn star. The internet is forever. Youth is drinking less but vaping more, just switching one bad for another. This is sad to see, honestly. Lisa Ann says texting is weird, but Lisa built a career on sexual access for strangers. Moral judgment right here and a contradiction. Looks like some of these folks aren't really buying what she's saying either. 5 million is not a lot of money. What world does she live in? Yeah. This is how performers protect their self-image, even ex-performers. They create a boundary between sexual labor they chose and sexual intimacy they didn't choose. Forget hypocrisy. This is what a coping mechanism looks like. Invisibility is a superpower. She's telling the truth. Being ran through doesn't negate your ability to observe reality accurately. Shout out to Lisa Ann. BS, most women don't make much online. That's a good point too. This is where I felt like it's a little cartoonish because honestly, like there's a lot of OnlyFans accounts out there, but most of it is just like white noise. Like the top whatever percent of creators are making the money. The like next 30% are probably making like $200 a month off of that. Then other people aren't making nothing. She's created the problem that she's complaining about. If the problem is men relying on simulated intimacy, a digital twin doesn't protect them or you. It just scales the dependency and removes the last human boundary. She has not broken free from men who social engineer women. Exposing Lisa Ann, she is pointing out how constant digital access turns men into parasocial dependents, but at the same time, Lisa is offering 24/7 AI version of herself that keeps them in the exact same loop. This woman has no interest in breaking the cycle here. She is fine-tuned and automating it. Well, there you go. The almighty dollar, as they say. I disagree with her about the money part, at least for the healthy-minded man. I believe that for the most part, a healthy-minded man doesn't care about the woman's money because he sees himself as provider. Okay, I can just dip out of there. I may be wrong about this, but this is how I've come to understand the Trinity. Yeah, it's crazy world. Things only getting worse. Okay, folks, I think we made it. Spot on. When are we getting a CJ collab stream? Man, that would be so cool. I did record a podcast with Rich Cooper last week. So whenever he posts that, keep an eye out for that. We had a fantastic discussion. I showed him a lot of dowry sources. I'll tell you that. Lisa Ann has contributed to the collapse of society and is gaslighting men now. Yeah, Brute Man, honestly, you're right. I'm not really with that video right there. CGA is very reclusive with collabs, even with like-minded dudes. You're right. And honestly, I was lucky to be able to meet him. I think after his Andrew Wilson debate, he's like, pay me 25 grand if you want a collab, and that's that. You know, shout out to CGA. If I remember, only 300 OF creators are making 1 mil plus. The average OF creators making one. Yeah, exactly. Like, so what she's saying about, well, women could just go on there and make 500 million or whatever, like, you know, 5 million or make this much. Like, chill out, Lisa Ann. We need you to chill out. You know, so she's missing something. I'll tell you that. Let me just end this poll. 67% said should be allowed. Go freedom. And that's kind of the American way there. Let's go and get some music on. I know we kind of went over a little bit, 3:30. Let's see. Where's my Shah squad? All right. I think this was a fun stream, guys. I had a good time. Oh, did I not end the poll? There we go. Okay. Man, let's get some Jingle of St. Nick going. This is a classic song right here. I try to save it for winter time, but I'm kind of feeling it. It's summer over here, and this makes me feel a little cooler. Prawn is not going to collapse society. No dowries. Hey, man, shout out to you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that right there. Shout out to the gold pillars. We're moving forward, man, one step at a time. I'm telling you. I thought the video was pretty interesting. It was interesting. I mean, we did learn some from it. I'll say that. And it gave us a look at what's coming down the line with these AI bots and all that. Listen, man, if you want my personal opinion on the whole thing, I think giving it up and being away from that stuff is the best way to go. Maybe it's easy to say, but I really do believe it's bad. You know, all of us have our weak moments. I get it, but you know. I thought the video was pretty interesting. Thanks for sharing it, man. We made it, though. I went to a bookstore today and I bought this book. It's called A Peace to End All Peace. Cost me like $5 or $6. The Fall of the Ottoman Empire and the Creation of the Modern Middle East. So I thought it was pretty interesting. I'll probably read some of this just to get my mind off things. Hope y'all are doing good, man. Have a good evening. I appreciate everybody that came through today. Trevor, man, thanks for those freaking generous super chats, bro. And everybody else for your generosity with the super chats. That keeps me hyped, man. You know, I try not to be, you know, super money oriented over here. Maybe if I ever get like over 100 live viewers, I might be like, guys, hit the super chat. I don't know, but you know, well, one step at a time for this whole thing. But I appreciate it, man. That keeps me going and keeps me hyped, you know. Makes me feel like the old YouTuber. Must sleep. Good stream, Shah. Peace et bonne nuit. Thank you so much, man. You have a fantastic night as well. Thank you so much for hanging out the whole time, man. We had all the folks. Brute Man says World War I is when the Ottoman Turkish Empire collapsed. Yeah, that's the whole Lawrence of Arabia thing. It's just nice to read historical stuff sometimes. And I was walking around, I was like $6, you know, why not? Good music choice, pretty relaxing. Yeah, I thought it's a good way. If you could recap, what have I missed in the last 6 months? Let's see, real quick. Let me just get another song on while we wait. Oh man, should have listened to Shah. I haven't heard that one in a while. Couldn't tolerate much of YouTube in general this past year. You are the only source left for Manosphere I tune into. Oh well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. God, man, the last 6 months, I did a panel show with Paul Elam, Matt Cross, and John from It's Complicated. I think you should watch that, man. I mean, you know, if you're feeling it. This is the video right here. This one right here, man. The other thing, bro, is oh, damn it. My bad, guys. Now look who's crying at the end of the day. Pearl's also working on a documentary, and I was in the documentary basically, and I could say this because she made an IG post with me being in it, and that's coming down the line. So that's one thing to look forward to, Trevor. And then, you know, obviously the debate there with Rollo and Sartain's coming up. That's another thing to look forward to. Had the discussion with Rich Cooper. That's coming. That's a thing to look forward to. Paul's new podcast. I think you should really check out Paul's new podcast, man. You'll like it. It's called Repairing the Manosphere. That's another thing that happened in the last 6 months. I've done some other collabs here and there. It's kind of hard to even remember all of them, man. But slowly but surely, Peter Wright, you know, he's been working hard too and putting a lot of stuff on gynocentrism.com and doing a lot of writings and stuff. So shout out to him. And goldpill stuff has kind of slowly been permeating the space, basically. So we're doing what we, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other over here. Thanks for coming in though, man. Good reading, Shah. In my honest opinion, the collapse of the Ottoman Turkish Empire was a very good thing. That's an interesting thing. I mean, you know, I'll try to educate myself about it. The title of the book's probably not a piece to end all peace, so it may not have ended up being that good, but we'll see. W Stream, thank you for that. W Stream feels like home being here with you guys. Man, that makes me feel so good to hear, bro. I appreciate that. Makes me want to just stream more to give y'all that space to hang out. Hey, Oikophobic, you have a fantastic evening, Oikophobic. Thanks for being here. What do you think about the U.S. lowering the amount of child support debt needed to lose the right to use the passport? Man, because they got nothing else to do but to make the laws, you know, to find more efficient ways to get people, honestly. That's what that is. Turkey and Saudi Arabia have signed an MOU to rebuild the Hejaz Railway, which was destroyed by Lawrence of Arabia. Oh, that's interesting. And hired Arab mercenaries. Well, I mean, it sounds like it can be a positive thing for the economy there. You know what? One more song. Oh, man. Thanks. Any other videos to add to the playlist? Oh, I'll tell you this, bro. Listen, if you go to my playlist... Oh, damn. Let me see real quick. Home. Where is it at? Right here, bro. Okay, if you go, you can see collaborations I did. But go right here, bro. Go to playlist and go to the a lot of my collabs and stuff, bro. I just been saving it to this playlist and I made it public, basically. This thing does, so you can see a lot of different gold pill stuff right here. So I was on Honey Badgers. I was with Glenn Lawrence and Gia McCool. Oh, dude, watch this one with Effective Purpose, bro. This one was good. I was here with Heroes Forge. I think you'll like this one. I like this discussion Paul Elam had with this woman named The Rational Female. Check out Paul Elam on Ask a Brother podcast. Just look for this playlist, bro. I'm telling you. That'll be a good idea. Excellent stream, Shot. Thank you, man. Catch you later. Take it easy, man. Salute. Shout out to the Gold Pillars. Good night, brothers. Thank you for being here the whole time, Alan, man. We appreciate you. He's one of the newer folks. Good night, brothers. Enjoy hanging out with you guys every Saturday night, man. I appreciate you being here. Was fun hanging out again. Thank you, Klaus, man, for getting up so early for us. Great stream. Have a good evening, everybody. You have a fantastic evening, man. Hope you enjoy your cup of coffee and taking that Porsche out on the Autobahn. Woot woot, Honey Badger. Shout out to them. Absolutely. All right, legends. I'm going to call it. Shout out to I made one more image real quick. All right, Dan, just for you. Just for you. All right, let's go ahead and see it. Yeah, this is going to be a 2v2, man. Hey, but I'm going to need plenty of AI images of this, by the way, guys. So just putting it out there. I am going to need the AI images. So yes, man, this is important. Yeah, this July 8th, bro, this is what we're looking at. So, and these two, I mean, listen, man, Rollo and Sartain, that's what they do. They've talked to all these big wigs, you know, they do the debates. But we got to do what we got to do out here, man. So yes, this is what it's going to be. So that's coming. That's coming. Brian from the Badgers is the one running the background for Paul. Yep, he's producing the show, I believe, there in the background. Perfect. Thanks for that. Have a good night, lad. Good to catch up on stream again. It was amazing seeing you, man. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and call it, and I will catch y'all on the next one.